I'm 5 days gone from streaming and it's caused a bit of fuss. There's no end of speculation as to what the reason was. Did I take this sudden little absence cause me parents bit the dust? Or is Comcast being a detractor as I've previously discussed? Am I on the run from taxmen or some other agency? Was I whisked away for study to a distant galaxy? Or has Tevin now decided that it's time to murder me? Or perhaps I'm being haunted by the vengeful ghost of T? Did the demons in the corners seize the center of me mind? Did I have a mental breakdown and just leave it all behind? Am I walking on the freeway where I never dared to drive, with a plaintive thumb extended cause I'd really like a ride? I'm not sure why I'm British now, and I'm 6 girls behind, but if I don't hit another one, I'm not sure that I mind. Look, there's the sun. See it shine. So I waddle down the freeway and me cares are nearly gone. No one here knows that I had a wank but left the camera on. Then a lorry pulls up to me and asks where I'm trying to go, and it's only then I realise that I don't rightly know. I could double back to Renton to me mum, I mean me wife. I could bring her consolation so she won't fear for me life, but the opposite direction surely seems to tantalise. I could keep on pressing eastward and just leave it all behind. So I tell the lorry man I'm heading east and far away. He just shrugs and makes room for me and we're off with no delay. Though I'm sure the view is lovely, I can't see a thing because as he's driving I repay him by the road's unwritten laws. He probably should just take it slow. I hear a screech, then I'm out cold. The one thing that's important above everything else is to get away from everyone who knows I touched myself while I was streaming. I must say, I guess that's the positive if I should die today. He won't know. They won't know. I said hello. I've learnt that life can have meaning when you're 5 days gone from streaming.
I mean, seriously, why are people so intent on telling me that I'm wrong and I'm doing everything that I do in my life wrong? Okay? Why?
Meerkat Mall stole that shit.
I will do what I want, how I want, when I want, how I want, when I want, and you like it, do what I want, how I want, when I want, how I want, when I want, do what I want, how I want, do what I want, when I want, do what I want, how I want, do what I. Because I'm ESP and I'm a comedian. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how I act. It doesn't matter if I make a mistake or if I do something funny and great. It doesn't matter if I act well or if I misbehave. No matter what I do, people clown on it. Okay? No matter what DSP does, it's never good enough. Okay? Therefore, if I choose to do something, I can fucking do it. It doesn't matter. No matter what I do, everyone's gonna say it's wrong anyway. I'm the master of my own destiny. I will do what I want, how I want, when I want, how I want, when I want. I'll do what I want, how I want, when I want, how I want, when I want. Do what I want, how I want, do what I want, when I want, do what I I will do what I want, how I want, when I want.
megathon where tip me and do this and do that. We're not doing that. It's business as usual here on DSP Gaming. We play games, we have fun. If you guys like it, you support it. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. And losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right shit now. A full podcast booked, full gameplay streams booked. Everything's booked. Everything's booked. Can't do anything crazy. And I don't even have enough to buy groceries. It sucks. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. And losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing.
Shadow Wizard Buddy Gang. We love casting spells.
Hello, chat or team, pimps, whatever you want to be called today. Hello, I'm so fucking happy to be here. You have no idea. I wanted to be here last week. We were gonna point and laugh at the guy. We were gonna have fun. It was gonna be a riot, okay? And I'm seeing that chat's not working. That's very cool. But I got called in to work, like a lot. I worked both Saturday and Sunday. We finished the week with 62 hours last week. And then we finished this week with 54. I'm fucking tired. I just wanted to stream, man. I just wanted to relax. This is my first day off in 13 days. This is the Atlas segment. This is what you're getting. You're getting work talk. Shout out work, of course. Oh, it's behind the thing. Oh, it is working. Okay. Sorry. New layout, Kenshi inspired, in case you can't tell. I've been trying desperately to... Wow, it looks like shit. It's all fucking splayed out. Anyway, I was trying to play Kenshi desperately this week. I grinded some characters out of Rebirth, but that's only because I let it run overnight. That's like all the playtime I had. So I'm trying to play Kenshi. I think we're going to do like a main character cast of 10 people. Well, 9 people and Beep. I'm not going to consider Hivemen people, but I think that we're going to do a massive robo or skeleton slave colony as my base of operations that I don't ever have to look at because they don't need to eat. Do not tell the Holy Nation that they're going to be there. I'm not telling the Holy Nation. But like I said, all I did was grind a couple characters out of Rebirth. I haven't even got to play the game. It's kind of disgusting. But anyway, we're here to talk about the guy, which I guess shouldn't really be a surprise when you work 62 and then 54 hours back to back. I had no idea what he did this week. One of the like 4 clips or something that I pulled for the week, shout out Snore Hogan, of course. I have only seen one of them. I don't know what he did. We're going to watch it. This is the rare Atlas live react to what the guy did. It's very rare that I don't know what we're talking about. And that's why you got the thumbnail that you did, because I don't... What is even on topic? I'm not putting Grace Thorpe in a thumbnail. It's not going to happen. Thank you to the Furious Cinnabon before we start for the 5, saying he's a blue collar streamer, just like the guy. Yeah, I really, boy, the situations that we were in for all that time. We're wearing tie chems. If you know that they're miserable, and full face gas masks at this moment for like 8 hours a day. It's been tough. Okay, we're moving past that positively. We're going to talk about the guy who is, of course, going to bring our spirits way up, because we are talking about Grace Thorpe for some reason. I forgot Grace Thorpe existed. I thought that the guy did too.
Spoder
But I
Man
guess
did a
not.
$2 super chat. He says, explain the Grace Thorpe situation.
Getting a request from Crust Punks to skip all the Tokon FGC talk. I have it. Unfortunately, you might have to suffer through. I don't know what he's talking about. If I get enough requests, maybe I'll skip it. And I do have the stuff from last week too, by the way, depending on how much I actually feel like streaming today, because I do want to play Kenshi. So maybe we'll watch something from last week as well. I don't know. I'm making zero promises so that I don't overpromise and underdeliver, of course, like my hero, DSP.
There is no Grace Thorpe situation. If you want to know any kind of, relation that I have to Grace Thorpe, there's none. All right. So hold on a second. Let me get your super chat up here. I'll tell you very matter-of-factly.
So those who don't know Grace Thorpe, I'm not too familiar myself, not my lol cow cup of tea. She's a lady, and she does IRL streaming. And I've heard that she has a sexual style relationship with her own father. Can't confirm, can't deny. I'm not looking into this. I'm not watching any of that. You can't make me. But that's all I know that she's known for. We're going to move on positively.
The only interaction I ever had with this person, okay? Way back early this year, it was either December or January, I don't even remember when, someone on my stream came into the chat and said, would you ever do a collab with Grace Thorpe? And I said, I don't know who that is. I have no
Great
idea what you're
response.
talking about. And I think they had very briefly tried to explain to me who this person was, and that was it. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about it, right? And that was it. That was the end of it. I don't remember, right? I don't remember what I actually said because
I don't even remember what I said. I just remember that you asked. It's always so weird. He remembers people asking things, or he remembers a situation happening, but he can never remember his response. It's almost like he just doesn't want to be held accountable for anything that he's ever said, and it's all contradictory. I think that's why we do it like that.
again,
You'd think you'd remember something that you've said before.
know who this person is. Well, this person DM'd me on X and said, hey, so I heard that someone brought me up, or you brought me up on your stream, and, I was wondering if you want to do like an interview or a collab or something. And we had a very back and forth conversation that lasted a very short amount of time. I was like talking to her about what kind of content does she make.
Wait, so I did he not open this segment with saying that there was no Grace Thorpe situation, that they didn't talk, that was untrue? But now we're just confirming that we did in fact talk to Grace Thorpe. We actually went out of our way to ask after the content that she makes.
I had no idea. And I was telling her about the kind of content I make, and I was like,
so we're literally having an exchange. We're having a back and forth. We're not even admitting to just one singular DM that went unanswered. This is now an exchange that we're admitting to. But there's nothing going on. It never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if there's any real crossover there whatsoever. I just don't think so. And basically we talked maybe twice in a very brief back and forth in the DMs, and that was the end of it. Like, basically we just stopped talking to each other in January. I guess we kind of realized there's not going to be any collab because there's really no crossover. You know what I mean?
Well, you're both desperate for retention. That's the crossover. But for the record, 2 times and a couple of exchanges is more than I've ever messaged Grace Thorpe, for the record. So, and I'm pretty sure that stands for all of you as well, I would hope.
It'd be one thing if maybe she was into games, or maybe I was into the kind of stuff that she was doing, the kind of content she was doing. There was nothing. Okay. I guess she goes to like debate stuff, like debate events and does IRL streaming constantly and stuff like that.
Is Grace Thorpe a debate style? Is she gonna be on modern day debate?
I don't know anything about
Obviously,
it. I
the
guess at one
premium
point she'd been involved
debate
with Keemstar, but
platform.
I didn't know about that either. Okay. So, yeah. So I didn't know anything about it at all. And that's it. That's literally the end of it. There was nothing, no relation, no real interaction. We're not doing anything together. I have no idea why you're even bringing this up because it's really no one's business.
It's no one's business.
Just for the record, I talked to a
But she made it people's business, didn't she? Like, I'm not going to go and watch a Grace Thorpe stream nor video, but from what I've heard, from what I've read, she was showing DMs and she was making it other people's business. Like, she was opening up their private conversations up for everybody, which happens a lot to DSP. It's weird how that always happens, huh? It's almost like nobody likes him or something. And shout out to Sid the Stoner for the 8 months. I really appreciate it, dog. Thank you. And he says he for sure had late night convos while drunk at 3 a.m. with her while Kat was sleeping. If she's still in the snort for it, dude. I believe that. I absolutely believe that. You know, after he lost after the one that got away, Wingo of Redemption, he definitely. He's been known to be a little flirtatious at night.
A ton of people behind the scenes
Just a
about
little
stuff.
bit.
About, hey, what's going on with this? What's the true story about this? Hey, a possibility of a collab here or that. All the time. I've talked to probably in the last 2 years, probably like 50 different people on that very same criteria, that very same basis. Just a hello, how you doing? What kind of content do you make? You think there's a collab opportunity? That's it.
The Grippa with the 5 saying they do have something in common. It's called the Oedipus complex. Oh, you know what? You're kind of right there, huh? DSP's infatuated with his mom in weird ways. His mom wife even. Apparently Grace Thorpe has this relationship with her father. You're right.
So
Sick.
Why are you bringing this up? Here's the
Degenerate.
question. Why are you bringing this up? Why would anyone even care about that? And why do you even know about it?
Why would you even know about it?
Because I'd like to know. You're bringing...
Yo, that's a really weird question to ask while actively defending yourself and saying that there was like nothing going on. I'm going to run it back. Why would you know about... Where did you get this information from? Who told you this? Because I want to know. I'm curious.
Anyone even care about that? And why do you even know about it?
Why do you even know about it? He's getting
'Cause I'd like to know.
snaked. The king snake is
You're
being
bringing it up because it's
snaked.
public info. How is it public info that we talked very briefly behind the scenes about a possible collab?
Yup. He's, actively worried right now.
That shouldn't have been anyone's... First of all, it shouldn't have been anyone's business. A private conversation between two people behind the scenes
Oh, shit,
is
the
no one's
fucking
business
alerts have been
because
muted.
people try to make drama out of it. That's why you don't tell everyone, oh, yeah, I talked to this person today about... No, you don't do that.
You don't do that. Well, a DSP in the lolcow space actually, not to ack at you or anything, but they do that all the time. It's actually common practice, if you believe me. Also, yes, Phil has leaked multiple people's DMs. And outed their hospital experience? I feel like that might be worse than leaked DMs.
She
but-
said we still have long combos. We have never had a long convo ever. That has never happened. That's a lie.
Active denial? I'm going to keep acting, I guess. Active denial from the guy, and he doesn't even know the situation yet. It's like denying that he had long conversations with PPP where he disclosed a bunch of very private and personal information. Brother, they're out there. If she showed the messages, there is no way to deny the truth. He only writes long paragraphs. That's true. He doesn't know how to text in a brief manner. Brevity is the sake of wit, of which DSP has none, of course.
She was playing... Okay, here's something that might actually be truthful. She was doing a GTA stream, so she was playing Grand Theft Auto, and she brought up your DMs and chats. That's why people are asking. There was no DMs or chats. It was... She DM'd me saying...
Okay, hang on. Wait. There was no DMs or chats, but she DM'd me. And we had these exchanges that I've already admitted to. Which one is it, DSP? An outright refusal of all DMs is not going to work here anymore. We've already the cat's out of the bag. You can't put it back in. Impossible to get it back in the bag. Thank you to Redbird with the 2 saying I would have been disappointed if no stream today. Me as well. The only thing that could have kept me was more work. And honestly, I'm tired, boss. Thank you to Sid the Stoner as well for the 2. Thank you so much, guys. Saying frantically trying to gaslight his chat. LOL. Yeah, and again, he does it before he even knows what evidence exists. I think a proper gaslighter, somebody who's actually a good manipulator, would have found out the situation and like actively as he's being told about it live, and you know, come up with gaslighting that makes some sort of sense. But there's a high probability that she just showed the DMs that are going to go and prove everything he's about to say completely incorrect. That's why it has to be a cult, dude, so that the dents don't go and look for themselves. And thank you to Real Buckwell for the 2 Canadians saying, think this is my new favorite detractor channel. Well, I appreciate it, Real Buckwell. I don't know if Real Buckwell is ironic or not, but I thank you for the 2 and the kind words. I appreciate it.
Hi, I heard you brought me up on a stream. And I was like, no, someone brought you up on my stream, but I don't even know who you are, what kind of content you make. We talked back and forth about it.
All right, so there was no DMs, but we've... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
A few
this
times.
Fucking
In fact,
guy.
at that time, I had just gotten these. Like, I got these in December, but I hadn't really used them yet. And I was wondering...
It's the real
how
Buckwell.
viable is it to, like, stream on a cell phone? Because of battery issues. Like... And so I said to her, like,
I gotta break out the wheel for the real Buckwell, guys. I got one. It is right there. I can play American Truck Simulator.
You do IRL streaming. Like, what kind of equipment do you use? And she explained, I bought a battery pack that I put on my phone, and it lets the phone last a lot longer, so that way you can actually do IRL streams longer than just like an hour or two, because
60 hours.
You know, the battery tends to
on ATS.
You know,
but so this guy's actively denying all DMs, and then went out of his way to tell you that they exchanged what kind of content that each other makes, and then he started asking about tips on IRL streaming and how she makes the phone last for so long. So much so that he got a recommendation for a battery pack to do such a thing. But there was no DMs, you guys. None whatsoever.
No, very
it's not even a
basic
situation.
stuff about content creation. That's it. That's what we talked about. And I think at one point she brought up something about she'd been on a Keemstar show, like Lolcow Live or something, and that was it. And we just stopped talking because there was no interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing there.
There was no interest. Once she mentioned Lolcow Live, I was out.
Like
it's a no from me.
To have her as a guest on the show, I would have not a clue what to talk about, because it seems like we're just different kinds of content completely.
Okay.
So there's no crossover there.
You can ask any question you'd like ever, actually. Hang on, one second. You know, you don't actually have to have anything in common to have a conversation, right? You can just talk to people. Maybe this is a new thing for DSP. I know he's very antisocial hermit-like, but you can just talk to people about anything. Anything at all. And usually they just answer the questions. New topics the DSP might even be interested in could come up. That would be neat.
Done. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to bring up. You want to be, you know, dramatic and stupid and make shit up. You know, go on doing whatever the hell you do. I'm going to go on my merry way of my life here. Okay. Again, I want you to understand that in the last 2-3 years, I reached out, or people reached out to me. It happened both ways.
Can we thank Grace for the versatile filming stick? You know, maybe we could. I would need to see the DMs, of course, for confirmation. But I like, and I didn't get to mention this because I wasn't here to laugh at DSP's PC issues. But he used that fucking versatile filming stick. He pulled it out and he finally got a chance to use it, and he still managed to call it a fucking selfie stick the whole time. Why did we go out of our way to emphasize the versatile filming stick by name like that, to just finally get to use it? After all this time, months and months since he fucking got it, and he still called it the fucking selfie stick as soon as it was pulled out. Incredible, truly.
and talked to a lot of people about a lot of possibilities for crossovers and/or content together. People have expressed interest in seeing me do interviews or be interviewed and do this kind of content, right? They have. And so I always entertain. I'm always, very nice and
I'm always very nice, he says.
what's the word? I'm always very polite, and I'm not willing to I'm always willing to at least have the initial conversation about a possibility of something going on, a collab or something. Okay.
Just completely flies in the face of everything to know about DSP. He's never polite. He's never nice. He's always a dickhead. He doesn't know how to communicate with other people. He's not willing to hear any criticisms nor critiques, and definitely not looking for unrequested recommendations in neither content nor content creators to collab with. Absolutely fucking not. This is just made up nonsense. This is DSP sucking his own dick, I guess. Big ups to Sid the Stoner after that for the 5, saying no DMs equals week-long conversation about IRL streaming and visibly panicking and banning people talking about it. Get it? Yeah, that sounds totally reasonable and normal to me. Nothing to see here. Don't look behind the curtain, nor the man operating behind it, of course. And shout out to Redbird for the 5. Thank you. Saying, have you seen the 3DP doc? Oh, I think you mean EDP doc yet? Rough watch, evil guy. No, I haven't. I don't know if I will, actually. I might just go watch more To Catch a Predator, a classic. I think I'd rather watch that, if I'm being honest. Big ups Redbird for the 5. I appreciate it.
It almost never goes anywhere because it usually ends up in one of two situations. Situation number 1, oh, actually, there's really nothing there for us to do that would be too interesting for either party. It wouldn't really benefit both of us to do it. Or number 2.
Well, that happens every time he does a collab, so that's kind of a moot point right there. I don't even know why we bothered to mention that.
Well, Phil, yeah, actually, this is an awesome, interesting collab. This would work, but sadly, we don't want to get harassed by your detractors, and we don't want to end up doxxed on Kiwi Farms. So because of that, we're going to decline. That's the 2 outcomes that usually happen whenever I seek or someone seeks to collab with me. It's one or the other side, okay? So
right.
It is what it is. It's sad because I really wish that I could do more work with other
Grace really can't be doxxed. Doesn't she live in a mobile home with her father and they like travel to do this shit? I don't know that you can dox a person like that, if I'm being honest.
people. I wish that it could be more beneficial for both sides. There wouldn't be drama. There wouldn't be harassment. But sadly, that's just not the reality. For me, sadly, a lot of the things that every other creator gets to do, I don't get to do.
I don't get to do them. Well, I'm being held accountable by the internet for being a shitty person and they hate me. Well, maybe I should have fucking acted better. And he throws these pity parties all the time. Oh, I'm the most trolled. I'm the most harassed. And there's never any sort of introspection nor looking back on all the shitty ways that he's acted. It's why it's so easy to hate him once you know a little bit more. Because this shit is so obnoxious, dude.
And I'm still doing well. So I guess it's not.
And then we got to flex. The pity party flex combo is fucking insane. I hate this guy. What a fucking dickhead.
Big deal, right? I guess it's just not that big of a deal because I am.
It's not that big of a deal. I just cry about it all the time.
So,
a bitch
for the record,
moan
I
and
think that's
whine.
ridiculous what you said. He said,
Sudden ego revive? Yeah.
why would you waste time doing content with people beneath you or no shared interest? Beneath you is a messed up way to say that.
Okay.
That is. Like, you have to understand that I don't feel like anyone on planet Earth is any more or less important than anyone else. It's just sadly people act that way. But
Okay. I'm going to jump to the extreme like DSP does. Okay, what about pedophiles, DSP? How do you feel about that? I'm honestly willing to say they're beneath most of us, okay? I think I think you could say that pretty confidently, pretty positively, in almost an objective manner.
just because someone's a bigger creator or a smaller creator or whatever, it doesn't mean anything. A collab is a collab, and if it could be...
Yeah, except trolls. Except the guys that you want Thanos snapped out of existence or put into some sort of fucking gulag, right? That those people are beneath me. Those are the dregs of society, the scum of the earth, right? That's how DSP has described people trolling him on the internet. But nobody is beneath me, you guys. That's a messed up way to put it.
Mutually
Go fuck
beneficial. Doesn't
yourself.
matter if you're huge, you're small, you're in between. Who cares, right? I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people's content would never work if they didn't have other people on it. There's a lot of these, like the Joe Rogan podcast. It's humongous.
Shout
but
out
if he
Joe
didn't have
Rogan,
all these other people
our
on the
incredibly tall and funny astronaut comedian.
show, it never would have been successful. So in a lot of ways, even though Joe Rogan is a great interviewer and entertainer,
Well,
he owes his success to the fact
well.
that everyone else was generous to show up on his show, right? So I don't know why you would act like oh, you're below this person. That's kind of messed up to say that. And says why?
Okay, but is it wrong? Like maybe that was the point. Maybe I was missing what he was saying. Maybe it's a messed up way to put it, but is it wrong?
You get upset when a person disagrees with you. Do you already know they're a troll? I don't get upset every time a person disagrees with me. That's a false statement. It's a very generalized and very false statement. In fact,
Literal decades of history of doing this, by the way. I mean, his entire career, like his entire internet career is basically him turning down good advice and being upset when people critique him or give him advice, and then learning later actually that that was really good advice and he should have been doing that the whole time. That's his whole career.
I welcome.
Always a
What's up,
decade
Ron?
behind because of
There
this.
you go. Right? There you go. I welcome criticism. I welcome feedback, and I welcome differing opinions.
Yeah,
But
I
the-
remember when snorting wasn't a problem, or when we had a webcam, or when we treated live streams as if they were just recorded videos and didn't engage with the chat. I remember all of that. Of course I do. It's impossible not to.
It's all about delivery and the way that you present it.
Right.
Like, for example, I'll give you two different opinions, or two different ways.
Also, DSP 100% admitting right now that he's a pussy and gets lost up in your presentation rather than the substance of your critique or argument. Just absolute low IQ, just fucking idiot behavior to get lost in the presentation because he's angry about it.
Ways here, okay?
Dumb fuck. Sorry to be so vulgar. I guess I was
Phil,
short patience
I'm gonna be honest
today.
with you. The last few episodes of DSP tries, it didn't really cut it.
It really was the pity party into fucking flex that sent me over. I'm kind of done. I'm done. First clip.
For me, I thought they were kind of boring, and the stuff that you're trying is kind of not that interesting anymore. I think that you should try something different and mix it up with the show, because right now it's kind of stagnant. I'm really not enjoying the episodes.
Right, you got to load up your critique with a bunch of soft wording so that DSP doesn't get offended and instantly rage quit the reading. Right, that's kind of the problem. What a long-winded and dumb fuck way to have to word something.
That was scenario one.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly. You have to write
Now here's
essays. A
scenario
guy with
two.
long hair. That's what he
Phil,
wants.
DSP tries, it sucks. The show sucks, and you suck.
All of those are true. Right,
So
that's
you
a
don't-
real criticism.
Understand the two differences there? In one case, a person was honest, and yes, it was a negative feedback opinion, but it was given in a constructive way, explaining exactly why that position was being held, and in a way that maybe could be seen as, hey, I just want things to be better for you, and that's why I'm being honest.
And that's, I think, ultimately where DSP wants all of his criticisms to come from is, I want better for you. DSP, I think you're capable of so much more. You're really a generational talent. One might even say this generation's closest thing to Einstein, okay? You're him. You're the GOAT. And we think you could ascend to a higher level even. Like, that's how you have to fucking glaze DSP in order to get him to do anything. Knowing, again, damn well there's a decade of evidence, like the suggestion box that we did for a few months, that one summer, I think, where actually half-decent criticisms from probably a negative place, and he shut every single one down. I specifically remember Anne typing up an entire paragraph for DSP. Shout out Anne, of course. An entire paragraph of legitimate criticism from our perspective, our being detractors, as general as that is. And he didn't even fucking bother.
Now compare that with the person
He
who's
didn't even
literally
read 'em.
just doing it to be insulting. Do you see the difference? So I don't get angry at people who disagree with me. I get angry at people who are disrespectful to me. There's a difference, okay? In fact, I very much welcome feedback, opinions, constructive criticism.
Didn't it get hidden? I don't remember specifically what happened, but I remember it went nowhere and we were all denied the satisfaction of him reading it and actually addressing what we were talking about.
Of the reasons why
it might have gotten, like, maybe the situation that... You're just going to have to believe me, I guess, unless you're going to go back yourself. I want to say the situation was that it did get hidden. DSP summarized it as some sort of example of what not to do, and it was a complete misrepresentation. And then we moved on positively. I want to say that's how it went down, but I could be lying.
things have improved. I've tried
maybe I
new
made that
ideas
up.
and done
I saw it
new
in a
things.
dream. I had a revelation.
I mean, what we're going to be doing starting next week with DSP Tries It is a direct result of an idea that someone had on stream. Okay?
Okay.
So there you go.
There
You're
you go.
streaming and making money is what makes haters see. By doing that, you
No, it's
automatically
not.
win. Yeah. And that's what they're so upset about.
Yep.
Again, if I would
We're so upset about all the money that DSP is making, of course, doing his work. Obviously, that's what it is.
Struggling,
I'm
if things
seething
weren't
because I'm
going well.
jealous.
they'd be, oh, look at everything we say and do is correct. We hate Phil, it's justified. But since I'm doing well, since everything's going good, since all these new things are happening that are positive, they can't take it, right?
They can't take it. They don't stretch that wide. They can't handle it.
Thank you for $5. And Spoderman did another $2 super chat saying, do you miss your good friend Wings? Wings was not
Your
my
good friend Wings.
Like I said, I could barely get that man to ever respond to anything that I ever said to him. Really, it would be like,
I'm sorry. If you're talking to somebody at 3 a.m., I think you there's some level of friendship that you have to admit to. I think 3 a.m. is not 3 a.m. is not a normal time to be talking to non-friends. Just being 100% with you.
you try to message him about something, and it's about a maybe 10% chance that he would ever respond to anything that you ever said.
Yeah, exactly, Link. I care about you, Jordy, at 2 a.m. We've done multiple streams where we critique Jordy Jordan and try and actively improve his life. Entire streams DSP's done on this subject matter, but we're not really friends with him. We don't really care. It's not that big a deal. We couldn't get him to respond anyway.
So, did I have some good conversations with him? Yes. Do I wish him the best? Yes. Am I good friends with him? No. We don't talk about anything private or nothing. Nothing here says somebody responding to
We don't talk about anything private, but we're actively talking about our histories as content creators, and we're relating to each other in a deep, only a lol cow could understand kind of way. But nothing personal, nothing private.
a content creator asking for a collab is controversial, then almost every content creator is guilty. No, it's stupid. Anyone who I speak with is controversial. When people found out that I had talked to Wings, that was controversial. When people find
Wings was naturally controversial. He was already a lol cow.
out, oh, he talked to Ethan Ralph, that's controversial.
One of the biggest lol cows possibly to ever do it. Absolutely. Yeah. Already a controversial figure.
You see? Why? Because I'm DSP and people...
No, this is just pure DSP narcissism to think that the reason that any of the people that he talks to is immediately controversial is entirely because of him. It's because they're also fucking lol cows. You only interact with other people that have insane ire drawn to them on the internet. This isn't all about you. It's not the DSP show. These people suck independently of you. You just combine into one of the worst things to ever exist, really.
want to make content out of anything I do because they realize that there's a lot of very hyper-obsessed autistic people on the internet.
That's you guys, not
who
me.
are
I don't
obsessed
fall
with
into
me
this.
for no good reason.
I have a full-time job. I told you. It couldn't be me. He couldn't be talking. He couldn't be talking about me.
That when they make content about me, no matter what it is, if they make it sound toxic and negative, they're going to make money on it. So the moment I speak to anyone, oh my God, that's content for us. Okay? So it doesn't matter who I'm speaking with. They're going to try to make drama. They're going to try to make up something terrible about it so that they can make content and make money.
Yeah, we're making up things that are terrible about the collab that he's doing with Ethan Ralph, who has blown weed smoke into his baby's face and revenge porn, and I believe beat up his lady, and then the Wings of Redemption, who killed that cat, okay, in the bucket, and he pushed Kelly down that one time.
That's all.
Shout out Sid the Stoner for the 2. Again, Sid the Stoner sending in the super chats after some tough segues. Shout out Sid the Stoner, and he says he only talks to other lolcows as if he's better. Yeah, he loves to talk down to them. Somebody in chat said he talks to lolcows to lord over them. Yes, he wants somebody that is actually a bigger degenerate than him so that he can pretend he's better the entire time and feel like he's, I guess, doing some sort of charity work or something. I'm not quite sure, but it definitely comes off that way. And shout out JB10 for the 5, saying we don't talk about anything private or nothing. So you do talk about something. Double negative checkmate, DSP. Learn grammar, scrub. Yeah, well, I couldn't get a hold of him, dude, but we don't even talk about private stuff. I couldn't even get him to conversate. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. is a very odd time to get him to conversate, I think.
All it is, period. So, well, like I said, yeah, over the last 2-3 years, I've spoken with probably 50 different people about possibilities of collabs, ideas, shooting the shit, just talking about content creation, the industry, things going on, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
all of that's boring as fuck, by the way. I want to talk about the industry and content stuff. Who cares about any of that? Why don't we talk about something interesting? Nobody wants to hear about how fucking behind the scenes content creation is going.
Nothing really came out of most of it. A few times did. You saw some crossovers of things that I've done, but for the most part, nothing really comes of it. Like I said, most people.
I want to talk about fucking ad sharing, and I want to talk about the copyright system and how they game the algorithm. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I want to talk about the industry.
They can't stand
what
the
a
heat
loser
of getting harassed by these A-logging, obsessive weirdos on the internet who just want to ruin your life, and I don't blame them. It sucks because there was 1 or 2 opportunities I had with people who I thought it would be amazing conversations, really fun collabs, just really awesome content for both sides. We both benefit. And then they were like, nah, we're not going to do it because we just can't be on Kiwi farms, I got friends, I got family, I can't have my entire living situation doxxed. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, when you put it that way, I completely understand. I'm not going to argue with you or.
Yeah, also, yeah, exactly. This is about the Thorpes, by the way, who are already on Kiwi Farms, who are already on LolCow Live, who already have their own segments on the Kino Casino. That's who we're talking about. But somehow we've shifted into the people that aren't massive LolCows that we apparently supposedly talk to.
You at all? Because I totally get it. No one deserves that.
This is just unrelated.
See, Only Fear of Death says, I would love to see you do a collab with fighting game veterans like Justin Wong or Yipes. I could do that, right?
I could do that.
I've talked to Justin. He was totally cool with doing it, but it's like, well, what are we going to do?
Probably play fighting games or like reminisce about the past or talk about experiences that you shared where you were in the same location or some of the history. You could do like anything related to fighting games probably and like just talk to him.
We're worlds apart. Justin Wong, 100%, is an FGC guy.
But because Justin Wong is still relevant in the community, it's impossible that they have anything to talk about. I forgot. Sorry. I jumped to conclusions.
His whole life is FGC. Every facet of what he does is FGC, right?
Yeah, you could sorry, I hate to pause so much. But he could ask him about the changes that he's experienced from when they were both doing it, but from the inside. So from the past to now and some of the things that maybe changed. And Justin Wong would of course have to pussyfoot around and kind of soften the blows, but they could communicate in that way. But fuck that, I guess. Who cares about Justin Wong?
He's the guy. He's a face of the FGC. He's a figurehead. He has to be ultra positive about the FGC at all times because that's his living, right? What possible benefit would there be of a crossover between me and Justin Wong? You know me. I'm not part of the FGC. I'm highly critical of people in the FGC. I barely play fighting games these days anymore. You know what I mean?
And so that means he can't have a conversation with another person because he doesn't actively participate in the FGC and he's critical of the games in the community. He isn't allowed to talk to Justin Wong, despite their shared history and literally knowing each other in real life at points.
We even do. Nothing here says it would be awesome to see you do an in-person live collab at a gaming convention like a co-op game or something. Oh, I have to look into gaming conventions and stuff. I haven't looked at that in a million years. DSP #1 fan, thanks for $2. He says dream collab with the quartering. Again, what what kind of collab with the quartering? The quartering is a...
You notice he didn't deny, like he didn't even mention that's already happened. We're just like letting that go right under the rug. We're not bringing that up. We don't even want the ad, revenue from you going back and watching that past interview. Fuck that.
Culture wars, drama guy, right-wing guy. What content would I possibly make with him?
Also, yeah, him and Jeremy are the same person ultimately. They are like kindred spirits in a lot of ways. They could talk about unsleeving cards, dude. They could do a collab unboxing style. That would be so hype. You guys would have to pay not you guys. The Dents would have to pay like $300, $500 for that. That would be like the ultimate premium pack opening. A collab style with the quarter pounder.
I mean, like, that's what I don't get. Like, you guys know what I do. Gaming, right? I'm a gamer. At heart, I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer. I plays like 2 hours a game on a 7-hour stream. What a game.
Talk about other topics from time to time. So if ever there was like a podcast or an event where they wanted a panel of varied guests to talk about a topic, I could probably jump into a situation like that.
Could not.
As like a one-off thing.
Nope.
But outside of that, I mean, I'm a gamer and I'm a...
This guy doesn't know shit about fuck. What his opinions are just regurgitated Twitter takes, and they're not even the good ones.
YouTuber. Those are my two things. I've been a YouTuber for 18 years. I've seen how this business goes up and down, how the industry has changed in that regard. And I've been into games heavily my whole life. And again, covering them for YouTube for 18 years. Again, I'm pretty much an expert on the industry.
I'm an expert on the industry because I was around for this long. I'm an expert. Never mind that all of my credentials are non-existent and I'm actually not familiar with any information about anything ever. And I'm literally just being fed information through my chat on a regular basis. I'm basically an expert. Thank you, Sid the Stoner, for the 5. Saying nothing in common equals they don't beg their chat for money every 5 seconds while talking trash about the games he's playing. Well, yeah, in that case, if that's the case, if that's how we're defining nothing in common, we are never doing a collab again. DSP is almost entirely unique in his ability to beg every 5 seconds and complain about games. He's kind of the best.
Those are the two things.
Thank you, Sid
or
the Stoner,
if you want to
for
talk
the
about
5.
the old school FGC. Like if someone actually wanted to know the truth about the old school FGC, not the bullshit that you've heard, all the rainbows and unicorns, but the truth about how old school FGC was formed and formulated and run. I've got all the knowledge on that right up here.
All the knowledge.
I was there the entire time, and I would be willing to share that. Outside of those topics, I don't know what else.
I was there the entire time, but he was actively excluded from all the cool kids clubs and all the in groups that people actually wanted to be a part of. He actually, in reality, as far as the experience of the FGC community of the time in which he was a part of it, he actually has almost no knowledge whatsoever because he didn't communicate nor network with any of these people in any meaningful way. He might be the least informed person of the entire FGC, if you think about it. This idea that him just existing at the time and going to the arcade, and that makes him the most fucking foreknowledge of the FGC of the era is nonsense.
I would collab on, you know what I'm saying? Someone tipped $1, says, can you stop saying you made money on cards? You don't make money till you sell. You're just speculating on current market pricing. Yes, that takes common sense to understand. See, a lot of us aren't like hyperfixated, autistic, micromanaging the details kind of.
I'm sorry, we switched over to cards and I was reading chat.
On current market pricing. I would collab on, you know what I'm saying? Someone tipped $1, says, can you stop saying you made money on cards? You don't make money till you sell. You're just speculating on current market pricing. Yes,
that's true. Shout out Sid the Stoner for the 2 real quick, saying he has literally 0 receipts to prove his claims about the FGC. You're right. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know anything. There's nobody that's going to back him up. There's no screenshots of anything. He has nothing. He could just say whatever he wants and you just have to believe him or not. And because he's DSP, most people, I think, would not. And then it was a pointless piece of content to be made. More slop, I guess. Thank you, Redbird, for the 2. Saying, would you say that's a man's shirt he's wearing? Oh, it could be. If he wasn't like a frail, atrophied old man, like if he didn't have the body of a like out of shape 65-year-old, it could be like a better fit. It could be a man's shirt.
It takes common sense to understand. See, a lot of us aren't like hyperfixated, autistic, micromanaging the details kind of people.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a kid's medium.
And we can understand that when I say I made money on cards, it means that the overall value is more than what I paid. It doesn't mean that I had to sell it. Like, that's common sense. A lot of people don't have it, though. I guess you don't. But thanks for the $1 tip.
But nothing he said was wrong. Like, you don't make the money until you have the money.
I have literally never used the term autistic as an insult. Someone just tipped $2, says, don't use the term autistic as an insult. I've literally never done that.
Definitely has. Undeniably has used it as an insult. I'm almost certain you can find many examples of DSP front-loading insults into autistic and then even immediately after following it with more insults. He's always saying things like drag of society, fucking loser, hyper autistic, sycophants. Like, he's just comboing every negative they're not slurs, but they're all negative insults into one, and then we just happen to include autistic in there as a factual observation with no autistic whatsoever. Or no negativity on that whatsoever.
I've used it as a
Don't
factual
clip what I just did. Don't do it.
If you find it insulting, that says more about you than me. I'm using it as a factual description of how people behave. And if you don't understand that, that's on you. That's not on the person using the term. I'm not insulting anyone and using it as an insulting term whatsoever. So, tough shit. I will use words as they're supposed to be used, and you will handle it like an adult.
I'm going to use any negative term is a slur. Okay, I'm going to use these slurs, and you're going to handle them like an adult when I say them factually. I think we did this on the last stream, but I'd like DSP to play this out to its natural conclusion, and then get back to me via email, where he can grovel and admit that he's a fucking idiot.
Good Lord. Why has society become so pussyfooted that people can't even use...
Society has become pussyfooted. That's not how... I'm a big fan of the term pussyfoot. Personally, I've used it already on this stream for Justin Wong. That's not how that's used. You can't... I don't know that you can be pussyfooted. Unless someone was doing it to you in which they did the pussyfooting to you. And anyway...
Use normal words normally, because you're so fucking sensitive.
Use normal words normally. Society has become pussyfooted because you can't use normal words normally, is one of the sentences of all time. Incredible. You love to see it. All right, we're finally getting to the second clip. I guess this is going to be a really long stream because I can't shut up. We have more Grace
another $2 super chat.
Thorpe talk, which I know you're all very excited for. And also, the guy claims that he leaves his house, apparently. Again, I have not seen any of these clips. This is all new to me.
Dolphin fan did another $2 super chat and says, I just watched it. What does Kat say about Grace? Nothing. What would Kat say about Grace?
Oh, Kat doesn't know that Grace Thorpe exists. She doesn't know that DSP's sending secret 3 a.m. Fucking Twitter DMs to a woman. She's in the dark. Of course she is.
What are you talking about? What a stupid thing to say. Okay, let me ask you a question, okay? Do you think that my wife does not allow me to talk to other humans? Do you think that my wife has a protective barrier around me and says, you may not interact with anyone else on Earth, only me? Are you a weirdo? What is wrong with you? Like I said, my interactions with Grace, my interactions with Wings of Redemption, my interactions with other creators have been platonic, normal reactions about, hey, working together, doing some content together, talking about being a streamer, being a content creator, giving advice, or, that's it.
Right. I think the reason that Kat, and this is maybe this is a level deeper than just DSP. I have a life. I can't talk to women. Ugh, get the women off of this screen. It's deeper than that even. Maybe Kat would be concerned because she was literally caught like a fish through Twitter DMs as well. Like, this is a common DSP tactic. DSP talking to women through DMs is actually how he's got both of his long-term soulmates. So, maybe it's like a personal thing because the real life experience is displayed in such a way. Maybe.
Why would my wife care who I talk to? Why are you being weird?
Also, why would my wife care who I talk to is such an odd thing to say. I think your wife should care who you talk to. If you were hanging out with drug dealers and killers like that criminal Tevin, of course, your wife probably shouldn't want you hanging out with those people. If you're talking to porn stars on the internet, she probably shouldn't want you talking to them. That seems like a weird thing to do. It'd be odd if she didn't care who you talk to. It'd be a huge display of apathy that shouldn't be existent in a relationship, if you ask me. And I can say that because I'm married, of course. But thank you, NWO News, for the 5, saying he just undid his entire gourmet sub sandwich. Can't make friends cope when asked why he can't find people to play cards with. What a loser. I don't know the context of this. I want to respond, but I'm misunderstanding. I'm too slow. Over my head. Thank you, NWO News, for the 5. Tag me for context. Maybe I'll understand.
Are you being weird?
I'll gain IQ by the time you message.
Why are you being weird? Are creators not allowed to talk to other creators about shit?
Oh, I didn't see that. No, I haven't seen shit all week. I don't even know what we're talking about. Sorry, I don't mean to be defensive.
Yes, I talked to Becky Boop years ago about.
Oh, look, another lady we were talking to in DMs.
You know, like I said, I talked to a ton of people about crossovers, collabs, and things. Most of them don't go anywhere and don't come to fruition. Okay, why you people are so weird about that? Like, you don't understand why people would talk to other people and you think it's weird. Even when I talk to Wings people, oh, it's news. It's not fucking news. People talk. Maybe you don't because you're a fucking weirdo and you just sit there on the internet all day. You don't talk to anyone. Normal people have discussions with other people.
Right, but normal people aren't public figures that could potentially make content together that the public would get to watch and could be excited for preemptively in a form of hype, right? Like, that's before we talk about them being lolcows and controversial and like collabing in their degeneracy. They are also public figures and entertainers first and foremost, and that's totally a normal thing to happen with celebrities and actors and musicians and other content creators, right? Even the non-lolcow variety ones. It's for an expert in the industry, it sometimes feels like he has no fucking clue how anything works ever. It's so odd. It's so strange. Thank you to Sid the Stoner. Again, thank you. Thank you for the 2, saying now he's defending his right to talk to her. Well, of course. First we denied it ever happened, and then we admitted that it did happen, but it wasn't that long, but it was that long, but it never happened. And I should be able to talk to her if it did happen. It's kind of like Hogan's in that way. I didn't spend all that money, and even if I did, it's my money to spend. And I did spend the money, but I never spent all that money, you guys. But if I did, I should.
It's a common thing. You want to know what it's called? Being social. Actually having social skills. Yeah, maybe you don't have any. Maybe that's why you think it's such a weird news story. Okay? It's probably what it is.
Old Man Jenkins saying every time he hears thank you, he thinks of the XQC clip. I was hitting that in my suit the other day, actually, at work for the boys. Atlas, mad flexible. Don't worry about it.
No,
Don't ask
I guess
questions.
having polite and nice conversations with people isn't allowed anymore.
Needless to say, they were impressed.
Because that's the thing. These weirdos who live eternally on the internet think that every interaction is drama. Every interaction must be something taboo, forbidden, risque, dramatic, dangerous, right? No one can just be like, hey, how are you? Hey, what do you do for content? You know, anything we can do together that might work out or something, you know, no, that's not allowed, right? The fact that Grace...
But people can speculate and be hype about just simple conversations like that, again, all of the time. That's how being a public entertainer works.
Reached out to me and just said, hi, hey, what kind of content do you do? Maybe we could do something together. Would it work? That's apparently news. I don't fucking know why, unless you're an actual weirdo.
But also, it is DSP. Of course it's going to be news. He's a controversial internet figure that's a lolcow. Who is willing to work with him and why they're willing to work with him is, of course, of great importance to the ultimate lore of DSP. And, of course, the other lolcow's willing to talk to him. It goes in the annals of history. It has to. It's absolutely vital, of course. Thank you to Sid the Stoner for the 5. Thank you. Sorry for showering you in monies. Been working a lot of mandatory overtime. Unlike the guy. Yo, me too. Big ups. I appreciate your overtime money. It's hard-fought money. I get it.
I don't know why that would be news. Okay? Well, quasi-regarded, thanks for 500 kicks. That's because you're an idiot.
Yeah, who knew the guy, quasi-regarded, was going to be an idiot?
That's because you're legitimately stupid.
Living
Thanks
up to
for
the name.
$5, but that's because you're actually dumb. I don't know what else to say.
Don't have the balls to read it, though. Can't actually address it. Can't put on display how stupid they are.
Yak Almighty says, people are dying to get a gotcha on you. It's trying to say that you talk to people inappropriately. I know. They just want something to talk about. Because let's be honest, people who live eternally online are boring. They don't have lives. They don't have friends. They don't have family. They don't have significant others. They just sit around living vicariously through things they hear online. So they want drama. They want something going on that they can be all up excited about. Because when they actually look away from their screen and they look at the squalor around them, right? They're probably living in some fucking tiny room, some shitty basement, some crappy one-bedroom apartment, fucking smells like shit.
But I'm not above anybody. I would never say that I'm beneath, that other people are beneath me. That's a fucked up way to put that, you guys. Is he's actively describing some sort of troglodyte, malformed, incestuous degenerate that lives in some dank, dark dungeon that barely, you know, has any sort of habitability whatsoever. But I'm not above anyone, you guys. Of course, I'm gonna be honest. If you live like that, most people are probably above you, because they're like, there's something wrong.
They probably eat shit all day. They have no interaction with anyone. They're disgusting. They don't keep themselves. They're gross, greasy, smelly, covered in pimples and fucking shit. And I don't want to look there.
X search DSP sandwich top results. It's a PWAP clip. Play it behind the cope you're playing now. Juxtapose them and laugh. I don't even think I'm signed into X. I'm not. So I'm not doing it. It's too much work to sign in. I'm gonna be like the guy. I'm on a private browser and I don't want to do the fucking email confirmation. Put in 10,000 digit code. Fuck you. I'm
the screen.
Not
oh,
fuck
look,
you. NWO
DSP's
News.
talking to people on the internet. Ooh, he must be doing bad things. Ooh, they don't want to face reality. They don't have anything going for themselves, so they have to try to make everything to be a toxic, negative thing.
I'm not a professional streamer. It's fine. Everything has to be toxic negative while DSP's giving you one of the most toxic and negative segments he can muster, by the way.
What's up, Satan? How are you today? Good to see you. Exactly. Nothing here says, walk into any office, there's males and females reading politely and professionally all day. These people don't get that. I'm not even kidding. This is why these people don't have fucking jobs or anything, right? They just sit around online all day. Can you imagine if these people had to interact with someone of the opposite gender? They'd lose.
Could you imagine if a troll talked to a girl? Of course, all trolls are boys. Sorry, to the girl detractors. You don't exist anymore. Could you imagine if all the detractors had to talk to a girl? There would be like a seethe and cope and mauled heard around the world. They wouldn't even know how to do it, dude. None of them, no detractors are married. None of them have ever even talked to a girl, let alone had a child with them.
Lose their minds, right? They think the moment that they speak to someone of the opposite gender, they rip their pants off and start beating it viciously or something. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay,
that's the first thought in your head, huh? You're a fucking disgusting freak.
But again, DSP specifically has a history of talking to women in such a way that they wind up living with him and possibly, there's no proof to this, but possibly having sex with him, okay? Provable history. This is how his DMs go. And he's on record having said that he barely talks to anybody and wants nothing to do with other content creators and whatnot. So yeah, the limited interactions that he has are a little suspect, if you ask me. A little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Also, yes, DSP did jork it online in front of a bunch of strangers. So pure projection to think that any detractors would do such a thing themselves.
Dolphin fan, I'm ignoring you because you're a weirdo. Like I already said, you're a fucking weirdo and now you're banned.
Christ said he's so sweet in DMs. Ugh. Disgusting. Wow, we're really scanning chat here.
How long do I leave my house? Every single day. I leave my house every day.
I think this is a DSP semantic segment. I think when he says he leaves the house every day, he means literally walk over the threshold, like to go get the mail or to like put fucking bird seed in the backyard or whatever so that he can feed the critters, and then he goes back inside for the rest of the day. I think that's what he means when he says that he leaves the house every day. He's being as pedantic as possible.
What's up, Fumble the Pummel? What's up, Game Boy? How are you?
Oh,
That's right.
Game Boy.
Parasolo says these people only interact with other toxic online people. You're right. And so when all you do is interact with other toxic weirdos on the internet, you normalize that kind of thought process and behavior, and you think it's real. It's normal.
Being real, people on the internet, usually fairly toxic and weird. I'm going to be honest about you guys. This has been my experience. I, of course, fall into this category as a detractor, but I think it's probably it is probably more difficult to find non-toxic and weird people on the internet.
It's not. It's what's called an outlier. It's a deterrent. It's a deviant. When you're that person, that weirdo, you're actually fucking so just disconnected from real life.
It's okay to be toxic and weird, I think.
You don't understand what social norms are. You don't recognize normal cues of what's right and what's wrong.
How's
you don't
my day
understand
going?
that because
Oh,
you
great.
heard
I get to watch the guy.
A male
of course.
content creator and a female content creator spoke to each other for very casually and platonically for a few interactions about possibly, working together or whatever, right? You don't understand that doesn't mean that it's some kind of a crazy, horrible thing. This big drama thing. You wouldn't understand because you're fucking broken in your head. Your head is not screwed on right.
But DSP has a remarkable tendency to make everything this weird, dramatized, horrible thing. He's doing it right now, even. Like, it doesn't have to be this whole blown up, super toxic, negativity-filled segment where we shit on all the detractors and hype up how heroic we are and we're the best to ever do it. We're basically Hercules, actually. And we're Job and we're Jesus Christ all rolled into one. You wouldn't believe it. We don't have to do this. He could have just shut the fuck up and played the game.
Right. And you need counseling, and you need serious mental, probably drugs to calm you down because you're something so weird. Like, literally.
DSP recommending drugs. Very cool. Very positive, family-friendly content creator here.
That's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, a male and a female spoke to each other.
DSP, hang on, wait. I took drugs as a good thing, but what he's actually asking for is so much worse. Again, locked up, mental facility, but you have to be sedated, unironically sedated, because you say negative things about DSP on the internet. You might as well just give him a lobotomy, DSP. Just do it. That's what they deserve. But I'm not better than anybody else.
That must mean some horrible, big controversial thing. Guess what? You're the problem. You're the broken person in society. Not the people that are the subject matter you're talking about, but you. You're the weirdos, okay?
Right. That's the biggest cope from somebody who deserves to be bullied, for sure. Thank you to DePasta Maker for the 2, saying, been 40 years, Phil. Update your nerd stereotype. Yeah. He does. He thinks his whole life is like an 80s movie or something. It's really weird. Really weird. He lives an 80s movie in his head.
So is it, Jesus, dude, calm down. Why should I calm down? Because I'm speaking to you like a rational adult and I'm telling you like it is and you can't handle it? Now,
Is that what calm is? Is that what rational adults do? I don't know. I don't think so. I think rational adults are pretty calm usually when they deliver information and explain things.
now, no, I can't handle being talked to like I should because I'm a weirdo and I don't want to be faced with the harsh realities of how things really are. What was it that I said the other day? That if you misbehave in my
Something
chat,
dumb,
I'm going
probably.
to publicly embarrass you? Well, here is your public embarrassment.
Yeah, you know what? Totally irrational, reasonable, calm, grown adult DSP. When you say something stupid, I'm going to publicly embarrass you. Of course. That's, yeah, totally rational, reasonable. This is how, like, sage wise men would behave as well. That's how rational and logical DSP is.
For the day. You're a fucking weirdo.
You're
No
a
one likes
fucking
you besides
weirdo.
other weirdos online. That's why you're an embarrassment to humanity. So straighten the fuck up. Start being a normal person. Get
Right.
friends, get family, get hobbies, get things to
Right.
do, a job.
What about DSP's life is normal? Can we name one thing that's normal? It's not his job, it's not his fat wife, it's not his declawed cat with uterine problems. It's not the middle fucking unit condo. It's not living near Seattle or on the West Coast. Like, all of these are actually abnormalities statistically. What is normal about this fella?
Stop being a weirdo on the internet and harassing people because you're actually wasting everyone's air. Okay?
Wasting everyone's air.
Now I talked to you like you deserve.
DSP's got the oxygen count on a fucking meter somewhere, and he's actively watching it tick down.
Like a normal person talking to a weirdo. Now, sit and fucking spin on it.
Sit
Or
and spin.
actually take what I just said to heart and be like, oh shit, he's right. I'm a fucking weirdo. Let me stop being a weirdo now and actually get a life. You have two choices. Let's see which one you do. Okay.
All right. Your two choices are there what? Sit and spin or be normal? That sounds like a sexual threat. To be honest with you. I don't know that I can go more than that. Somebody, it was Crustpunks. Shout out Crustpunks, not somebody. But Crustpunks asked that we don't watch the Marvel Tokon and FGC stuff. I'm gonna do it anyway. Sorry, Crustpunks. It's a 16-minute clip, and if it's boring as shit, I'll start to skip around. But I don't even know what it's about. So we're gonna find out together.
What happened with Marvel Tokon yesterday? I just hate to say it, you know.
Not the head shake. The immediate head shake on the topic. That's tough. I was going to talk about Marvel Tokon last week, but now I've completely forgotten what that segment was about. So I'm in the dark.
I really don't have confidence in modern fighting games anymore. I just don't. I would say the best modern fighters that came out in the last few years would have been Street Fighter.
We are watching the Jasper Attack Hall of Fame story, I believe. I have a Jasper Scratch and Shitbox Talk. .mp4. That's the title of the file. So
6 and Tekken 8. I think both are fine games in their own right. Personally, I don't really love Street Fighter 6 anymore. I got very bored with it because it's very samey and it hasn't really evolved or changed at all over the years. It pretty much plays exactly the same and it's very boring now.
Okay.
Tekken 8 I liked, but I said I could only play basically one game competitively, so I put all my time.
I think the game not evolving or changing is such an odd critique from a guy that really enjoys like Super Turbo or Street Fighter 2 or Third Alpha or whatever the fuck Street Fighters he enjoys. Given that those also haven't changed or progressed in ages, it's like pure nostalgia. It's fine.
I'm in
it's
Street
whatever.
Fighter 6 and I dropped Tekken 8. I do like
Don't worry
Tekken
about
8.
it.
I don't think I would get back into it at this point. I'd be years behind. Okay. But outside of that, when you take a look at all of these games that have been coming out, Invincible Versus, and now Marvel Tokon, these are the new wave of fighters.
Tisk.
They run bad. They play bad. I don't know what's going on besides their cash grabs, because I think that is the case. What they've done is these.
Whoa. They're using these super popular IPs in video games to make money, and they don't care about the quality of the product? What the fuck? This is breaking news, guys. The games industry it's going through a tough patch, okay? The game isn't enjoyable. Huh? And I don't even know that that's actually the case. But if it objectively was the case, actually totally par for the course. How could you, at this point, if you play video games, I don't know how you could have ever expected anything else. Why were your expectations so high?
These companies have grabbed
It's
IPs,
fine.
Okay? They've decided
This
to
guy
make
never
games based
remembers
off of them.
anything, ever.
They make them look nice. But
Yeah, they
all they're
lost
doing
their
is
way. The whole
manufacturing
games
a product
industry. Not to
for
be too
sale to
negative.
print money rather than the actual quality of the game they're in. And what I mean by that is, if you take a look at
Now, what
games
do I
like
mean by
Invincible
that?
versus a Marvel Tokon, these are easy mode games for easy mode gamers. They're flashy. They're
Oh.
insanely easy to play.
This is
Almost
for Jade types. If you know, you know.
no execution needed. You don't even have to do special move motions for these games. All the special moves are push a direction and press a button. Okay? You literally do combos by dialing a button. You don't have to do a sequence or timing. You just mash a button and you get an auto combo.
Wait, did he say dialing a button? Are you...
Okay? You literally do combos by dialing a button.
What the fuck do you mean by this? Great. I think that's a good screenshot, right? This motion we've got going on here.
Motions for these games. All the
Dialing
special moves
a
are
button.
push a direction and press a button.
And he's like mashing
Okay?
with his
you literally
middle
do
finger.
combos by dialing.
No, sorry, that's his index finger. Sorry, it's just a little blurry, but we're
a button. You don't have to do
Dial combos or a
sequence or
fighting
timing.
game
You just
thing?
mash
Okay.
a button and you get an auto combo.
Don't say this is how he pleases cat. Banned. Photon artist, bad.
Oh, okay.
Get him out
The
of here.
games are based
Mods,
pretty much
crush the
solely
skull.
on mashing buttons and timing assists. That's almost the entirety of these games. And in any of these games, if you get a single hit, it pretty much always guarantees losing half of your health bar or more with little to no execution. It's not like, oh, they could take half your health bar, but man, they got to be good players who have really great timing and execution and they practice. No, the games are piss easy to play.
Right,
Okay.
so obviously they're so easy. DSP was like absolutely killing it and hitting these half health combos all the time and destroying the competition, correct? It was so easy, right? So it's just like not even competitive. We're such a classic style gamer. We fucking keyed in immediately.
So just game mechanics wise, these new fighters are dog shit. Okay, this is coming from someone who has played fighting games his entire life, who grew up playing these games in arcades.
Is this true? They hate Sean. He got comboed by one dude in his first fight, and it's been in his head rent free. Is this true? Big if.
To me, it blows my mind that this is where fighting games have gone because they have literally abandoned any semblance of skill or challenge. It's all about easy mode shit so that the commoners can play.
It's
and
all for the
it
commoners,
waters the
these
games
idiots.
down.
Oh, you guys are confirming this is exactly what happened. He got comboed the one time. Oh, that's tough.
Sorry, I know that might sound elitist. You might be like, oh, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to gatekeep fighting games?
That
Well,
is
yeah, because they're
DSP,
supposed to be
though.
competitively challenging games. That's the point. When you take that factor away, now the games all play exactly the same and they are fucking boring. And I think that's what's now happened with me is I am so turned
That's what happened to DSP. That's why he's boring, dude. He got it from the games, like a virus. It was contagious, you see. That's he actually got AIDS from Marvel Tokon.
off by these new modern fighters. I get no enjoyment out of playing them. I literally get a stomach ache when I go to play these games online and someone from mid-screen, not up close, mid-screen, someone pokes me with an attack and now I lose 50% health because of it. I just don't want to play them anymore, okay? So not only do the games play badly, but in the case of Marvel Tokon, this game is utter dog shit on PC.
Dial combos in fighting games were a thing. You can input different buttons in succession without worrying about timing as long as you get the first hit, the others come out. Oh, that's what you call that? All right. I actually didn't know that was the term for that.
ArcSys has no idea how to
Learn
develop
something
games
new. I
for
got it.
PC.
Thank you.
I'm going to repeat what I just said.
Also, this guy getting physically ill from when he gets hit in a video game. Classic spent too much time on the internet, doesn't live in real life, to be honest with you. Physically ill from a video game is really cringe. Just straight up. You're 43 years old, dog.
ArcSys has no actual competency in developing games for PC. This game runs horribly on PC. It stutters, it freezes, it has memory issues. It actually auto-minimizes while you're playing and moves off of your screen. I've never seen another game do that before. It actually says, I'll just put this over here. No, I'm playing.
I've definitely had games minimize themselves before. There's typically, unless the game is really bad, which could be the case given that it was like a beta style situation, it's usually user error. It's an operator thing.
Why did you do that? Yesterday, in the middle of me playing, it disabled my joystick. The joystick just stopped functioning during the gameplay.
Yeah, if it's a beta, like
Have you ever seen a game do that?
it shouldn't do that. Don't get me wrong. You should have higher standards than that. The expectations should be better. But also, again, given the current state of the way that video games operate and work,
What is going on? You go
Exactly.
online to find an opponent, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. It's launch week. People are playing the game, stupid. Why can't I find anyone
oh, it's launch week? Okay.
online?
Well, we don't have an excuse, I
Because the
guess.
game sucks.
If the game
Then when
sucks,
the
it
time you
sucks.
finally get a match, it lags to shit. 100 millisecond connection.
Sorry, I didn't realize the game came out. I've been away for like 2 weeks.
Or if
Not
it's
a beta.
good
This is the
match,
launch week.
poke, lose all your health bar. Huh? I got hit once. How did I lose? Because that's the game. The game's dog shit anyway. Oh. Okay. So basically, it's this simple. All right. Not only is the gameplay elements bad, I don't like the gameplay elements of this game. The game also runs like ass. So even if I wanted to attempt to learn how to play the game, it would be like nails on a chalkboard. It would be so cringe. It would be so annoying because the game runs like shit. Keep in mind, I played.
It would be cringe and annoying and like nails on a chalkboard because it runs bad. What an odd way to describe a game that doesn't run well. It would be cringe. I'm a 60 FPS enjoyer myself, preferably even higher. I don't play games at 30. It's not for me. Not anymore. That's beneath me. But I wouldn't say it's cringe.
Street Fighter 6. I played Tekken 8. I played many other fighters on my PC. It's not my PC. It's this game. It is incredibly poorly developed by ArcSys. They don't know what they're doing.
Going over the Gears debacle?
Okay. So, as I stated the other day, I'm
not
one of these glazing, ball-sucking FGC shills. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that.
And nobody was asking him to lie, by the way. He could have just played the game, said what he thought, and because people wanted to see him play it or suffer through it or however he wants to describe it, he makes his fucking money as a content creator and then move on. No one said lie about the game, DSP. Tell us it's great. The whole time you're playing it, never say anything negative. No, he could actively say the game is shit and he doesn't like it.
The game is good because I rely on views and revenue from this game. I'm a variety creator. I moved away from the FGC for reasons just like this. I hate bandwagoning and I hate bullshit. And to see the big figureheads in the FGC say shit.
Looking at you, Justin Wong, the real reason we won't collab, because he's probably playing this game to some extent.
Like, this is a great game. It's a hype game. The game is fucking garbage, okay? It's made for fucking newbies. It's not entertaining whatsoever. It's in the same vein as Invincible Versus. It's in the same vein as Dragon Ball FighterZ. For me, it's in the same vein as Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I also didn't like that game. Go back 12, 13 years.
Yeah, doesn't care about the FGC, by the way. Hasn't been involved in years and has moved away.
Years ago when that game was out, and I said I didn't like it either. I felt like any
game.
We
even have to talk about me and Justin.
Entire game is based on poking someone once and then getting an insane combo. You've won. That's not a good fighting game. You're skipping 80% of the mechanics of what's supposed to make a fighting game good. When you dumb down the controls to the point.
Also, DSP is now the arbiter, by the way, in case you missed his promotion. He is, of course, the arbiter of what a fighting game is supposed to be. Nobody gets any other say other than DSP. If he does not like the mechanic, if it's not up to his snuff, it's not good, and it's not going to go in the fucking game.
Anyone can do a soul-crushing combo that ends the round. You miss the point of fighting games. I know that they're flashy. I know that hype beasts love to hype these up and watch them on streams, and the tournaments are entertaining to watch, but they're not good fighting games for competitive reasons. I don't care what
well, it's a good thing DSP doesn't play competitively and he's not part of the fighting game community. It's a good thing he's a totally casual gamer who does it for the love of the game and because he loves streaming for his audience, right? So this actually doesn't fucking matter whatsoever.
Competitive FGC says they're lying to you because they watch views on their streams and they want to make revenue on these games and they want the FGC to be hype. That's why they say these games are good. They're not. Okay?
All right. Sounds good, dude.
I have no idea if this is true or not. Someone wrote me a message yesterday saying...
We're just reading shit, by the way. We don't even know if it's true. We're just... They sent the message yesterday, and he had every intention of talking about Marvel Tokon and bringing up this message, right? But he...
Justin Wong called you out on his stream last night, saying that you just don't understand the mechanics of Marvel Tokon. That's why you don't like it. Well, here, I don't know if Justin actually said that or not.
I don't know if he actually said that. Couldn't look into it, but I'm going to bring it up and talk about it live on my stream as the scheduled Marvel Tokon segment. What would me and Justin Wong even have to talk about?
All right. But I'm going to respond directly to the comment.
Oh, we're responding to comments that might not even be real. We don't even have a screenshot that this comment exists. We're replying to a fictional take that someone could be lying about Justin Wong.
No, it's not that I don't understand the mechanics of Marvel Tokon.
Go ahead.
It's that I do understand them, and that's the problem. I hate them. I like traditional fighting games that have zoning, that have, footsies, that has mix-ups, spacing, timing, actual skill required to play, having all of these elements. It's a thinking man's game. I don't like games where you get one luck.
I like a thinking man's game. That's why the real reason he was such a Blueprints lover, you guys. He's a thinking man now. Like I said earlier, a true sage, rational, wise man, wise beyond his years even. That's who DSP is. He's a thinking man.
He hit and you win the entire round because the game's so easy to play and everyone's so easy to execute that kind of damage that the game is already over. It's garbage, especially when you're playing in an online environment and you really can't even quickly respond to things a lot of the time. How are you supposed to play that garbage? I'm not an FGC shill that has to lie to you and tell you that garbage is good to make money. Okay?
Right, so don't. Shut up and play the game and say how you feel about it.
So I can be truthful with my audience and tell you Marvel Tokon is dog shit. It's made for people who aren't good at fighters. That's the actual purpose of the game, to make anyone who sucks mash buttons, get giant combos, and play with Marvel characters. Now that Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday are going to be huge movies and all that, they're trying to bank on that. That's literally the design of the game. That's why they created it. Okay? So when you hear big people in the FG...
But if you're... Again, it's... We bounce a lot between like giving the audience what they want and just doing literally whatever DSP wants. Maybe it's just, it's just an excuse. It is. It's that to give people what they want. But if they're fucking asking for the game and they're willing to pay for it, which he hasn't even brought up the pay yet, I don't think. Surprising that he hasn't brought up how much support it received. But if they're willing to pay for it, DSP, shut the fuck up.
Saying, Marvel Tokon hype, buy it on PS5, buy it again, buy it a second time on PS5.
Wow, we're really
I want you to
skiing over here.
Think
I want to run that back. All my audio styles. It's bukkake time, I guess.
People in the FGC saying, Marvel Tokon hype, buy it on PS5, buy it again, buy it a second time on PS5.
God.
I want you to just
think
about this with one level of intelligence. Maybe use one brain cell to just think about this. Out of everyone on planet Earth, who stands to benefit the most by you believing that Marvel Tokon is good? Literally the person telling you it's good.
Well, realistically, potentially the person who thinks that it might be good, if they enjoy it, that might be the biggest winner there. If somebody recommends the game and because they say it's good and you go and pick it up and then you enjoy it, that's the biggest W you could have, I think, given the situation.
Because
also, yes, for pointing out, this guy hates modern fighters. They're stupid. They make him literally physically ill in his stomach. He's going to vomit when he plays modern fighters because they're so bad and they're so bullshit. But he bought 3 copies of Street Fighter 6. And didn't he go through 2 different fight sticks in order to fucking play Street Fighter 6? But they make him ill, you guys. Oh, and there it is right there, actually. I just see the super chat now. From the do for the 2. Thank you so much. Saying, didn't he buy 3 copies of Street Fighter 6? Yes, he did.
If you believe it's
Physically
good,
ill.
You're now going to tune into their streams. You're now going to watch them play the game. You're going to watch tournaments of the game. You're going to provide them revenue. They're telling you garbage is good because there's nothing
3 fight
else.
sticks and a PC. Oh, fuck, I forgot. We did actually upgrade our PC and play Street Fighter 6 as one of the first games. You're right. That was the best way to play, dude. The 0 input lag or whatever. I thank you to Robert Williams for the 29 months, saying I'm so over all his fighting game complaints. All of them are silver tier, no game knowledge, whiner style, despite playing almost every major game. Well, DSP is kind of just a silver tier, no game knowledge whiner. That's who he is in his heart. That's his soul, his nature, his essence. It's all of that. Thank you, Robert Williams, for the 29 months. I also am not a big fan of the fighting game talk either, but I needed to know. And thank you, Smitty Weber Man Jensen, for the 2, saying thinking man, he was rated as a 6-year-old in chess. Is that? I don't remember that. I remember him playing chess. Did he get rated as a 6-year-old? That's tough. Never beating the allegations of being retarded. That's for certain.
Street Fighter 6 is played out. It's been out for many years, and everyone
Thank you
agrees
for the
it's
2.
boring.
Thank you,
It hasn't evolved. We need something new now to get people involved in fighters. Why would people give a FGC player money on a stream? Because they believe that the new game is good and they're hyped for it and they want to watch him play it.
He does
So
have an
don't believe the
ELO of a
hype.
small child.
These
Tough.
people
Tough.
are disingenuous, and they're telling you things are good that aren't because they want you to line their pockets. It's the only reason. Otherwise, they'd be truthful. But guess what? If they admitted that these
Guess
modern
what?
games suck, they'd have nothing to stream. These people aren't exactly the biggest personalities out there. All right? They're known for playing fighting games. So they need fighting games to play or they can't get anyone to watch their shit. So these modern fighters suck. Sorry, I'm not playing them. I've got more than enough other things to do. Okay?
DSP, of course, just assuming, by the way, that every person in the FGC is just like DSP in that they don't have their own personality or their own, ability to draw an audience through their character. All of them are relying purely on the hype of the game and the game's content to, carry their content creation career, if you're willing to call it such a thing. That's because, of course, everybody is equal to or beneath DSP. They're not capable of being better than him and actually not relying on the game. Obviously.
I've got tons of things. People are very...
people are gonna not show up to Justin Wong streams or Maximilian Dude if they say that Tokan isn't good, and they're gonna play and talk about something else. Obviously,
competing for my time. Play this game. Do this project. Do this thing. Do this thing. I don't need to play bad stuff, and I'm not going to. Okay, I'm tired of wasting my time on garbage. All right, I just don't care. So I'm not gonna do it. You have to be smarter than that. You do. You have to understand that shills are shills. That's why they are in the positions that they're in. Okay? Hate to tell you this, even in the FGC, do you know what they actually call those big-time shills in the FGC? NPCs. Do you want to know why they call them that? Because they're not actual individual thought humans anymore. They're literally...
Wait, stop. I shouldn't read chat, I guess, because I can't do two things at once. I'm like the guy, I guess. Fuck! It really is contagious.
Do you know what they actually call those big-time shills in the FGC? NPCs.
We're pig-splaining NPCs? That's what I thought was happening. Literally pig-splaining NPCs to people that are gamers, supposedly gamers, or watch gaming content on, the DSP Space Gaming channel. Pig-splaining NPCs. Fuck, dude.
Do you want to know why they call them that? Because they're not actual individual thought humans anymore. They're literally pushers of the big machine. They're there just to push product. That's why they get every sponsorship. That's why they're doing cameos in Street Fighter movies, because they're the people who get paid to say things are good.
They're getting cameos in Street Fighter movies because they're NPCs. Yes. Because DSP is the main character, of course. I can't believe I didn't even think of that. Of course that's the case. DSP is the main character. Everything he does is main character energy.
So they say things are good, yet people somehow believe it. They don't understand these are paid product placements every single fucking time.
Right. Of course.
I don't get it. I don't know how people are this ignorant, but apparently they are. Marvel.
Nobody could ever work on a project or do something because they genuinely enjoy it and want to contribute to the thing. That's impossible. It's always shilling. It's always marketing, and it's always an ad.
Tokan fucking sucks. If you want to play a game where all you do is
DSP on his Uncle Ted arc.
button
Watch
mash and
out.
get giant combos and flashy stuff with Marvel characters, that's your game. But outside of that level, that is not a game that's competitive. That is a game for ass players, and that is a game for people who don't care about the quality of fighting games to make bucks on. Period. I've done it with it. I'm not playing it again.
I'm done it with it.
That is a game for ass players, and that is a game for people who don't care about the quality of fighting games to make bucks on. Period. I'm done it with it. I'm not playing it again.
I'm
Don't
done
ever bring
with
it up.
it.
I'm not wasting time on garbage.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. How the fuck is there 4 more minutes on this? It seems like we wrapped it up.
So, I'm done with that crap. We're done with Marvel Tokan, okay?
Cool. I'm a cowboy fan.
So you have
Atlas,
Almighty
play
Modern
Persona?
Fighters
No.
are like if they made it in boxing if you jab someone, you automatically win. Like, literally, yes. I'm not kidding. In a Modern Fighter, you get your first hit in, you've won the round. Because they made it so easy to execute a combo that does half your life bar. You actually win. It's ludicrous.
So DSP obviously won all of the matches, and he was the GOAT. This is what I was saying earlier. You would think the way DSP describes these simpleton games that only assholes and newbies, they need it to be this way so that they can be good. DSP still winds up getting absolutely dunked on every single time he plays one of them. What's up with that? How does that work? I just don't think that's adding up.
Chris, I actually saw
I don't know that you can have these complaints and then be ass.
on X a post. Someone got one counter hit with Spider-Man. They did 87% damage. 87% damage off of someone's health bar in one combo. Fuck Marvel Tokon.
Okay.
He's here. Take him.
But that out of context doesn't mean anything, DSP, because I'm just gonna try and rationalize it for a second. My guess would be that they posted the clip onto X or something to accentuate that this was a feat that they were proud of, potentially. You know, I'm just trying to think in real life here. Is this the exception then? Are you just pointing out that an exception exists? Fuck the game? I don't know.
$10 of my money. Can you play the new Fatal Fury? Thank you from Raphael. So the new Fatal Fury, here's the thing. I did play it. Okay. If you're not aware.
Also, 87% seems exact.
Where?
Well,
I played the beta. I did not buy the final game, but I did play the beta of the new Fatal Fury. And at first, I thought that it was actually kind of interesting. And then someone actually explained, so are you aware you can cancel anything into anything in this game? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you can cancel any normal hit into any other kind of normal directional hit, into any kind of special move, into any kind of super move. It all cancels. And at first I thought they were joshing me. And then I tried it. And I was like, why can you do that? Why is it that easy to cancel every move into every single move? So I was playing with if you remember, I was using my Shiranui, and it was like, get one hit,
I have no idea what he's talking
normal.
about. I don't remember this at all.
Fire move, EX fire move, super. And you do like
Great.
an insane amount of damage to the enemy, off of one hit. And I have to emphasize this. Fighting games didn't used to be like that. All right? Fighting games wasn't, I get one hit and I win. I don't know whose idea it was to make it every fighting game you get one hit and you win. That's
okay, then get the one hit, DSP. That's all I'm asking. If you're going to complain that everybody in your lobbies is fucking garbage and they're all trash and you're the best, then fucking win. Show us that the game is shit and it's too easy and it's for simpletons. Don't be ass at it.
fucking stupid. All right? Do you want to know what game should be one hit and you win? A game where you snipe someone and shoot them in the head. That's okay. I got the one hit and I won.
He didn't even, that's not even a game. He couldn't even give you one title. You couldn't name an exact game at all.
Because I sniped him in the brain. He's dead. That's it.
You could have just said Call of Duty. Bro couldn't even just say Call of Duty.
Fighting games were never designed to be.
You know what game needs to be realistic one hits? A sniper game. And pick one, I guess. Yes, Spy Party. Sniper Elite works.
Get one hit and
Who
win.
gives a shit?
But they're making every modern fighter get one hit and win because they think that will give anyone an opportunity to win if they get lucky. I hate that. This all started with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. When Marvel 3 came out, at first people thought it was like Marvel 2. But after about 6 months, they kind of realized, oh, wait, the entire game is pick only these certain characters, get one hit, insanely huge combo, win the game. Or, I'm about to lose, activate X Factor, get one hit in, win the game.
Yo, shout out the X Factor.
And
Simon
it all
Cowell's
began there.
gross looking.
And then what happened was all these game developers saw that Marvel
That's an
3 got all
Atlas
this
take
hype
free
on
for you.
streams. And it had big attendance numbers, and it made big money for companies and streamers and everyone.
God.
And they said, we have to copy that. And since Marvel 3, so many companies have just copied the premise. It's pathetic. They can't do anything original for themselves. They just have to bite off of what someone else did. But
Right.
sadly, I hate to say it, I do.
Welcome to the games industry, bud. This goes for tons of different games, and he's still the biggest AAA IP fan that could ever exist. The biggest mark, the biggest consumer that's ever existed is DSP. This critique could be made about countless games. You couldn't even fathom how many.
do think that Marvel 3 hurt the fighting game industry overall because people now want to play and buy and
And
watch
again, I don't
games
even
based
know
off
that
of
this is
hype
true, but if it
rather than
is,
based off of quality.
he's just whining.
That's not good. You want a game to have longevity and competitive variety, and you want it to have a fun factor based on skill level, not off of hype level. Otherwise, you're going to have every game play like watered down Call of Duty. Because take a look at what's happened with Call of Duty.
Oh, you mean, yeah, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty now is very easy to jump into and play. It's insanely watered down. It's all about microtransactions, skins, and flashy bullshit rather than the actual game. And that's sad. It
Why
should be
couldn't we
about
say Call of Duty earlier when we mentioned random generic sniper game?
the gameplay, but no one really cares anymore. They just want to talk about the new Ninja Turtles collab that came out this week, or how next week.
Yo, wait a minute. You're fucking shitting me. You don't get this guy, this fucking dude doesn't get to say, oh, all they want to do is talk about the fucking Ninja Turtles collab DLC or whatever. Like, he bought this shit, did he not? He had many streams where I hate to be loud. I'm sorry. But he's literally the fucking guy who profited the most off of the goddamn Ninja Turtles. He made it a whole thing. I'm pretty sure it was part of a marathon at some point. This is the guy. Yeah, the pizza party. God. I hate it here.
Hank Hill is going to be in the game from King of the Hill, and you can play as him instead of actually playing Call of Duty. That's pathetic. And that's what all these games will be, just watered down garbage, unless people actually say, no, we want good gameplay again.
Right.
Someone tipped
like
$2
Ninja
says,
Turtles,
Token is back because you're not as good at it as you want to be. You can't expect to pick up a new game and be as good as you are at Super Turbo. No, it's a bad game because the game sucks. Because the gameplay elements are horrendous, and I've already expressed my reasoning why.
Right.
You can disagree if you like flashy games that are easy mode to play and you like mouth drooling and you have Velcro on your shoes.
Yeah, if you're a dumb fucking stupid ass retarded idiot that likes dumb retarded things, yeah, I guess you could have that opinion. It would be wrong and you'd be stupid for having it. But yeah, I guess you could do that if you wanted to, again, to be dumb.
And your mom wipes your butt for you. I like
Oh, also you're disabled. What the fuck?
games that are challenging. So that's why I don't like Marvel Tokon.
All right, sounds good, dude. Well, with
Okay.
an argument like that, how could you ever have won? NGE guy playing Persona 3 Remastered over Phil plays Persona 4 Remastered, in my opinion. Persona 3 Remastered hype. I don't know who NGE is. Is that Neon Nope, that's not the way the letters play out. I don't know who that is. Thank you, Eva Cowboy fan, for the 2. I really appreciate it. And your opinion on DSP shit-ass Persona. Speaking of shit and ass, there's your scat percent, because we're talking about Jasper apparently attacked DSP, and we're going to talk about the litter box. That's what I gathered from Stuart Hogan's title.
Soul at 2 a.m. did a $2 super chat. He says, you seem kind of tense today. Are you in a bad mood? Well, Soul at 2 a.m., apparently you're pretty perceptive. I'm not in a bad mood, but
You're pretty perceptive. That just goes to show that DSP is such a toddler at regulating his emotions that even the antisocial, dented fans that DSP have are capable of picking up how shitty he's behaving and how he's in a bad mood. That's how bad DSP is at hiding things like that. Shout out to the real Buckwell for the 2, saying his jowls and hairline are out of control. Yeah, and another reason I really wanted to watch that bullshit from last week with the PC is there's some angles of DSP, because he was using the versatile film stick, that are just haunting. They make you uncomfortable, actually. Thank you for the 2, real Buckwell.
allow me to explain something that happened last night, because it will likely affect today's streams. Thank you for the first contribution of the day. So you ready for a little story time with Phil here on the morning show, I hope? Okay, so here's the story. Every night, as we're all going to sleep, I grab our cat Jasper and bring him into the bedroom with us. The reason I do that is because if I don't, okay, he literally will wake up in the middle of the night and run all over the house. So we have to keep him in the bedroom with us at night, and we close the door, and he sleeps with us in there. He's got a litter box. He's got food. He's got, a fountain. He's fine. Okay.
That doesn't really add up, actually. Now that I'm really thinking about it. So if you leave the door open, Jasper runs all through the house because he's got so much energy. He's a cat, and they get the zoomies at night or whatever. Yeah, cat's doing cat things, But if you close the door and you lock him in there, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have to burst out that energy. He doesn't, sorry to use the word burst there, I guess. He doesn't do any of that, though. He's not running around the room. He just goes to sleep. He doesn't have to. That doesn't make sense. I've never seen that before. My cats, you can't lock them in the room over the night because they'll claw at the door and they want to, go get food or water or, run around the house for whatever reason. That's what they do.
Okay. But then in the morning, we open the door, we let him out, and he goes about his business in the rest of the house. Okay. So last night, Usual routine.
Also,
okay?
yeah, litter box in the room is crazy. Absolutely not. Disgusting. I would even say.
Okay. Usually, when I'm trying to pick up Jasper and we're downstairs together, he gets the zoomies at the end of the night. He does this every night. It's his tradition. He gets excited, starts running around the house, starts rolling all over the carpets and everything. And then I have to try to scoop him up. And when you grab a cat,
like eating is a tradition.
you have to know how to handle a cat
humans.
properly. A lot of people don't know, and they grab a cat incorrectly. You're actually supposed to have one arm underneath so that the cat's kind of draping over your arm and your other arm under their bottom. So basically, they're supported almost like a baby. So that way their back isn't strained and they don't feel like they're being dragged. It doesn't hurt them or anything like that.
Yeah, we're pig-splaining how to carry a cat, by the way. Meanwhile, all cats are completely different in how they like to be held. Like, there's definitely ways you shouldn't hold them because it's like dangerous or whatever. But my cat not gonna happen like that.
Okay,
That's just not gonna work.
So I pick up Jasper as usual, and he is full of energy. Okay, so he's got the zoomies. So I got to try to calm him down. Sometimes he tries to bite when you do that. So I pick him up, and we're going upstairs to get.
What do you? We just described delicately picking up the cat and the safest way to do it or whatever, and calm him down and proper support. But then he goes on to say that he's trying to calm down the cat in such a way that the cat is actively biting.
Together, and as I'm heading into our bedroom, okay, we have had hot weather. We have all of our air conditioning installed, and we have a series of fans all over the house. There's actually a fan,
a
tower oscillating fan right outside of my door here of the office.
Okay.
There's another oscillating fan right outside of our bedroom.
Okay.
There's another.
Wait, they're outside the bedroom?
Oscillating fan in the middle of our staircase heading downstairs, and
there's a fan in the middle of the stairs?
Another fan at the bottom of the staircase. So
what the fuck? We really do have a hall of fans, a maze, if you will, of fans to fucking traverse. Heaven forbid. Is this some sort of safety feature? He's got the defense hatchet up in the bedroom now with the cat, and you'll trip over the fans on the way up. He'll be alerted. What the fuck is this? What is that fucking kid from Home Alone? This Macaulay Culkin's work here.
The way that we've angled them all is to catch
fucking
the air of the air conditioning
fans,
and blow it through the house like a wind tunnel. And that's how we distribute the cold air during the hot summer months. We don't have central air, so we have this elaborate system that we use. Okay.
Elaborate system is fucking a crazy way. It's like one step short of like setting up some sort of elaborate marble maze to turn the fans on. You know what I'm talking about? Where they use like counterweights and gravity to fucking drop the marble all the way down the hallway to activate one light switch. Yeah, a fucking Rube Goldberg machine. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Eva Cowboy fan with the 2 saying, I'm talking about Lord Diaz, by the way. P3 remastered goal hype. Oh, Lord Diaz is doing Persona 3 remastered hype. Okay. Let's go. I'm glad you're excited. I don't know shit about Persona, nor DSP's version of it. Big ups Redbird for the 2 saying, I pick up my cat and flip him over on his back. LOL. Some cats are like, that's what I was saying. One of my cats would never let you hold them like that in a million years. Absolutely gonna squirm her way right out of it, and she'd rather fall to the floor.
Okay.
All the cats are different.
So,
you can't get real advice from fucking DSP about cats. He doesn't know anything.
Situation. All right. Basically, what had happened was, if you remember, the power had gone out yesterday. During this very show, it went out twice for literally no good reason. And by the way, the power company never explained why. They don't.
It couldn't be the 9,000 fans lining the hallway.
The power company out here constantly has these issues, and it does not have any accountability. They don't explain anything, and no one holds them to task for it. So,
well,
anyway,
they probably have a monopoly on the power, boss. I don't know what to tell you.
The fan had gone off.
Welcome to the real world.
Of the day. But my wife and I kind of didn't notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else kind of went back on, but this particular fan stayed off. Therefore, because the fan was off, the fan wasn't in the correct position to blow the air through the house. We had never positioned it. We had never set it up right, okay? So normally this fan would be sitting right outside of the bedroom in the hallway. That way it would catch the air from the air conditioning in the bedroom and blow it downstairs. It wasn't. The fan just happened to be slightly inside of the bedroom, kind of blocking the doorway. Okay? I didn't know this. So
Why? Wait, what does the power having to be off have to do with the position of the fan? Am I fucking slow? Did I miss something? How does that make sense? I don't want to rewind it because I feel like he said nothing for like 45 seconds. What?
I'm walking upstairs with Jasper in my arms, as I always do.
Through the Rube Goldberg machine. I got you.
And he's tending to get excited, as he always does. He always
he's
has
squirming out of your fucking arms because he actively has a bunch of energy to go burn before you put him in his cell for the night. Okay, I got you.
like the zoomies at night, like I said. So as I'm walking into the bedroom, okay, because the fan is out of position, Jasper kicks with his foot. It hits the fan. It freaks him out because he wasn't expecting anything to be there. He's thinking, I'm just going to...
Right, because normal people don't put fucking oscillating fans in the middle of a doorway into a bedroom. Right? Somehow Jasper's the most normal person here. He's the one that's startled by the insane fucking Willy Wonka factory, Pee-wee Playhouse menagerie that DSP apparently has going on inside.
Kick and be silly. He kicks... As he hits the fan, he completely freaks out, and he takes both of his feet, and he claws as hard as he possibly can into me.
Yeah.
Okay? This literally gored my chest.
It gored him. It was basically seppuku or hirikiri or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm talking about? The thing where the Japanese kill themselves. You know what I'm talking about with the... Anyway, shout out Quasar for the 5. Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Saying, I can't imagine why this dude has no friends. Stories about mundane shit like this or ancient FGC stories, pick your poison. Yeah. I just seen it in chat a minute ago, and I forgot who said it already. But yet, literally the odyssey of how DSP got scratched by Jasper. I forgot he got scratched. I was completely enraptured in the maze and the painting of the picture that he was telling of the fans and the layout of his house. I was already lost there. I forgot Jasper scratched him at all until he mentioned it.
Okay, so right now, I have 7 deep cuts in my chest and going down into the top of my stomach from Jasper last night. Okay? It was so bad that I had to go immediately into the bathroom. My wife was in there, and she's like, I'm not done yet. I said, I can't wait.
Cat's actively shitting. Thanks for including that in the story. Did not need that at all.
And I had to
just
grab a
left that
wash.
out. No, actually, no reason to mention Cat. This is one of those situations where DSP will unnecessarily mention Cat or say something that could possibly be embarrassing for her, that she's getting walked into the fucking bathroom because DSP doesn't know how to hold a cat, right? There's no reason to say this. We could have just left her out of the story, and the chat never would have been the wiser.
Claude, and I basically had to stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
I got
we're not
rubbing alcohol,
shitting.
luckily,
It's crazy.
and I was easily able to...
But like he wasn't even specific enough to paint her in a good light, you know? Not she was taking her makeup off for the day, or you know, she was washing her face or doing a skin. It doesn't say anything. Just leaves it completely ambiguous for you to paint the picture. Meanwhile, he's already informed you unnecessarily about his oscillating fan Temple of Doom. It's insane. Thank you to Adderall Dependent for the 5 months, saying too long didn't read. I carried my cat upstairs last night and he got startled and scratched me. Why is this story 9 minutes long? It's the guy. It's actually just because it's the guy and he's got nothing else going on.
Disinfect immediately and it allowed it to stop bleeding. And I was like, oh my God. And it was just bad. It hurt like crazy. All right. The good news is they're not super deep where it's like, oh, I need to go get stitches or anything like that. But these aren't light scratches. These are pretty...
God, could you imagine if DSP had to go get fucking stitches in between streams? Oh, we'd never hear the fucking end of it. It would be like the helicopter story all over again. We'd be getting the newest retconned rendition like every other month. It would be glorious, of course. You would all love it.
Ouch, scratches, and it was bleeding a bit. But the good news is, I disinfected it immediately. We have rubbing alcohol.
Thank God.
If I hadn't,
disinfected
could have been in problem. You know, I could have got sick from it because that's the problem with cat scratches. if you don't disinfect immediately, you can get sick.
Call me a sick degenerate freaker if you'd like, but I can't even recall the last time I put disinfectant on a wound. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that's a normal or not. I'll just tell you, you get cut, scraped, scratched. Careful now. All the time, especially at work and whatnot, you just do it. You just continue. I don't know.
But I did disinfect them immediately.
This just reeks of pussy from DSP, if I'm honest.
I'm in pain. All right. The worst is I took a shower. It's like, oh my God, 7 throbbing wounds on me.
Throbbing wounds on me, by the way. And it's on the chest.
Sucks is I was supposed to work out.
It's not even. Oh,
can't
okay.
work out
Sorry,
now
gotta work out.
because
Can't work out because of the cat scratch. Sorry for this series of pausing. I'm gonna run it back anyway.
7 throbbing wounds on me.
7 throbbing wounds, ready to bleed and be wet at the DSP ranch.
And what sucks is I was supposed to work out. Can't work out now because if I did, like I was gonna work out last night right before I went to bed. Actually, I was gonna work out a bit.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to work out, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. I don't think you're supposed to exercise before bed. I think it makes it harder to sleep. I read that one time somewhere. Not a gym expert, though. I'm not the guy.
How can I do that? I'm going to bleed all over the place. You know, so I couldn't do that. So I lost.
Wait! You can't work out because he would bleed everywhere? I thought his concern was like he would get sweaty and then it would like sting and hurt on the 7 wounds and it would be kind of painful. He's worried about bleeding? Yeah, he's a bleeder. This guy's got low hemoglobin or whatever the fuck that illness is. We would bleed everywhere.
Lost a workout. I'm hoping that I'll be good enough tonight that I'll be able to get to work out again. Sucks. I don't want to miss workouts, but I did already. Sucks. So basically, it's just bad luck. It's not, no one's to blame here.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. He's got 7 huge gouges in his chest. Absolutely gored. Yeah, anemic. That's what it is. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. He's got anemia.
For what happened. Jasper always has the zoomies at night. I expect his behavior to be kind of silly.
Or is it hemophilia?
Obviously,
it's hemophilia, isn't it? What is anemic?
Being there was a complete freak.
Not
He
a
normally
fucking
wouldn't have been there. Would have been in the
doctor,
hallway,
dude.
but it wasn't in the hallway because the power had gone out in a freak thing. So the only real people to blame here are the power company. The power company.
Oh, okay. Right. So the only people at blame here are the innocuous shadow people that are big power company. It had nothing to do with the irrational way that DSP had set up his tunnel of airflow in his middle unit condo in Washington. Absolutely not. It had nothing to do with the way that he designed the maze, nor picked up the cat and was trying to restrain it from doing its natural thing of running around the house to exude all of the energy that it has before bed again, like all cats do. It was none of that. It was the power company.
If they could just keep the goddamn power on, none of this would have happened.
Right.
It's the power. Do you see why I was so upset when I was crashing out yesterday?
No, absolutely not. That's the most fucktarded story I've ever heard in my entire life. That might be one of the dumbest stories DSP's ever said.
Because of the power company,
Being
I now have
genuine
7 huge gaping wounds on my chest. You understand now? Do you see why I was so freaking out and upset?
Just a nonsensical problem to have.
All right. Obviously, it was a freak thing. Like I said, sometimes shit just happens. I'm not mad at Jasper. I'm not mad.
I don't think it's normal that you have to explain that you're not mad at the animal, to be honest with you.
Maybe mad at the fan for, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a freak thing. And
right.
The thing is,
that would be the normal assumption, right? That you don't blame the fans or the animal.
Pain right now. Like right now, I've got burning. I've got pain on my chest because of these cuts. I did shower and wash and everything, so they're not as bad. It was much worse last night.
Not mad at the fan. That's what I'm saying. Like we've got to clarify. I'm not mad at the fan for being where I put it
now, but still I'm in pain, and that's why you might have noticed. Oh, he looks a little weird. Yeah, I'm not casual. I'm not relaxed right now. I can't really be relaxed when I'm in pain. Okay.
Fucking dude, just end me. This is the softest you do exist on the internet. If it wasn't a modern world, this guy wouldn't be alive. I can't be casual or relaxed on a stream because I have a burning pain from yesterday. Oh, fuck me.
So that's what's going on. Anyway, it's life. It happens.
It's
when you have a
life.
cat.
It
Remember
happens.
one day,
43 years of life, and this is how we're still reacting to something that's just life.
ago, when I had my old chair,
Yeah, glass bones
Jasper
and
was
paper
right
skin.
here on the arm of the chair, and
Indubitably.
he'd been there, what, a zillion times, right? And this one particular day, he slipped, and he kicked me with his claws back, same back claw, and he cut me all the way up my arm. And that cut was very bright and deep. You could see it on camera. And that has resulted in a really big scar going across my arm that never went away. Well, guess what? I'm about
God
to have
forbid.
7 big scars on my chest for the rest of my life. I'm going to look like I got into a knife fight with someone because Jasper did a double drop kick on me
What?
last night.
Does this guy think that knife fights end in 7 large scratches across your chest? No, I don't know that I've ever seen a knife fight like that. Usually people just get their throat cut quick. If you know, you know.
So, anyway, yeah, it sucks. What can I do?
Also, DSP must scar very easily if cat scratches are they're being permanent. That's kind of crazy. As an individual that scars fairly easily, myself actually, more Atlas lore for you. The bones, they're fragile when you're a lich. Cat scratches ain't it. That's real old man behavior, I think.
It's life. And that's why I'm feeling a little uncomfortable today. Okay? Okay. All right, so we're going to hang out for about another 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd like to end the morning show and get into gears today. So today, please support the stream if you can. First of all, if you're
support
watching
the
on
stream.
YouTube, please
I got scratched yesterday. Please
give the stream a like. I haven't been bringing up engagement recently enough, and I would like to get a bunch of likes today on the stream to get engagement for a new game. So if you like the stream, you're helping me out
Obviously.
tremendously already, okay?
Right, they're literally giving you money. I don't know any other way than to describe that as helping you out tremendously. It's one of the biggest things you can do. Real talk. Shout out Red Bird for the 24 months, 2 full years. Cat stepped on the keyboard. God only knows where we're at now. And you say, I was able to buy another cat's freedom out of slavery this week. The shelter. He's a brown tabby with a white undercarriage and socks. Oh, he's got socks. I always find socks on a cat so endearing. Big ups, 2 years. Yes, Redbird, 2 full years. Big ups.
Get into gears today. So today,
Glad you could free
please
another homeless cat.
support the stream if you can. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, please give the stream a like. I haven't been bringing up engagement recently enough, and I would like to get a bunch of likes today on the stream to get engagement for a new game. So if you like the stream, you're helping me out tremendously already. Okay? Now,
All right. Nice bet.
any
Move on.
support today is greatly appreciated. Become
Why is Mortal Kombat in the background? Are we playing Mortal Kombat? Is there something Mortal Kombat related happening?
a member or gifting a membership on YouTube, that's great. All right, super chat or super sticker. Thank you. Some kicks over on Kick, that'll be amazing. All right. Or how about a sub or a gifted sub? Or a tip via PayPal. No matter how you're watching, you can tip via PayPal. All of that would be greatly appreciated. So please consider contributing if you can. And thank you
Holy
if you do.
fucking bag,
Obviously, we
dude.
want to hit
Come
our
on.
milestones today. I want to
Gotta
finish
hit the goal. Here we go. I want to finish the whole pack, so I need $150. I mean, milestone.
Off
Sorry.
Yu-Gi-Oh today, for sure. I want to finish up the Yu-Gi-Oh set. So please, let's get some support going. Let's finish Yu-Gi-Oh. Have some good times here with Gears on the stream. Okay, I didn't ban Mad TV. Shut up. Stop being drama queen idiots in Kick Chat. Mad TV is not banned. Shut the fuck up about it and stop making stuff up, or else I'm just going to ban you. Then you can stop fucking spamming like morons.
Right.
Okay. Nothing
Totally
here said-
rational, reasonable adult, you guys. Obviously.
Are you worried that streamers invited to the Dust Blood test are just going to say it's good even if it sucks because they don't want to get blacklisted from future FromSoft tests?
Blacklisted.
I'm absolutely sure that there are people like that. I'm absolutely sure that there are people that because they got into it, now they're going to just kiss the game's butt and say, oh, it's the best thing ever. Can't wait for it to come out because they want to be in the good graces of FromSoft. But the good news is, you know, not everyone's like that. I don't have anything to benefit.
No, I'm Mr. Different. I'm Mr. Unique. I provide a take that you've never heard before, even though it's the most milquetoast, watered down fucking take that's ever existed, or it's so retarded you can't even take it
I don't
seriously.
ask for games for free. I don't ask to be
I'm
in
Mr.
promotional
Special.
events. I don't ask to be flown out to events and get paid and pampered to kiss games' butts. I just tell you the honest truth
How many times are we gonna fucking do this?
about what I think about every game I play. I have literally nothing to gain or lose by saying a game is good or bad. Therefore, you know I will always give you my honest opinion on stuff that I play. And therefore, if and when I play the Dust Bloods test in a week or two.
Did you guys just catch that for one of my visual styles, audio styles? I'm finna fill you in here.
Is good or bad. Therefore,
he caught in the preview on OBS on his second monitor in the background that his headphones were slightly off of the stand, and he bothered to turn around and fix it.
You know I will always give you my honest opinion on stuff that I play. And therefore,
in the middle of
I play
talking, just the slightest micro movement for no reason whatsoever. What an odd individual. What a strange person.
Bloods test in a week or two. If I get to play it off stream, I will.
I wasn't going to say it. Kind of autistic,
honestly,
indubitably.
What I think of the game, and you don't have to worry about me padding or lying or anything like that. Okay. All right. So very shortly, we're going to start with Gears. It would be great if you could support the stream.
It'd be really great if you guys supported Gears.
Because
is Gears not going well? I haven't seen any Gears play at all.
Remember, people have been asking very frequently for multiplayer, saying we want more multiplayer in the schedule. We want more multiplayer in the rotation. You're playing too many single-player games. So today I'm going to play a solely multiplayer game. I hope that you'll actually be here and engage and support the content.
Solely
if it does well
multiplayer.
Today, right, we get support, we hit milestones, and we have fun. I'm going to play it again on Sunday, okay? If it does poorly today, then I'm not going to play it again on Sunday. We'll do something different. And, you know, likely then I'll probably end up getting it on Game Pass and playing kind of the campaign, but probably not doing much multiplayer. All right?
Okay.
It'll be nice.
Yeah, he plays Gears like it's COD. I kind of saw that coming. Like actual, I'm going to say high-level Gears PvP, I don't think was ever going to work for DSP. It was never going to be his cup of tea. The spam from cover to cover or sitting behind cover for periods of time and then popping out on people in the way that you have to in Gears to play. I never thought that was going to be his cup of tea, to be honest with you. Though I don't even know why he bothered with the multiplayer.
If you guys could, you know, support the stream in some way. I see you weirdos. You strip it down and we will donate. Yeah, I'm sure you would because you're weirdos. Just like you've been asking me for exercise workout videos. Like, why? I haven't.
Because you make fucking exercising and health and diet a part of your content on a regular basis. How is this guy so oblivious as to the things that might be interesting about what he talks about and never actually following through with something entertaining? Like talking about how you're working out and not actually showing anybody and then not having any real gains to prove that this is a thing that exists that's not the interesting part. There's nothing interesting talking about the food that you're eating unless you're either going to eat it live or you're going to show us like how you make it or like the ingredients or whatever.
I have a weight machine that I used to work out. Why do you want videos of me working out? Why are you so weird? What kind of obsessed freak would want to see me working out? Yeah, I don't necessarily know if it's love or ego.
What obsessed freak would want to see me work out? Meanwhile, entire health and fitness channels exist.
I think some of us love you a bit too much. I don't know if it's love. I think it's weird online obsession. Like I said, antisocial people, they don't have any real friends, family, or significant others in real life. They go online, they join these really bizarre parasocial groups of other people of like mind who just are weirdos. And
I think he said he has a machine that he uses to work out, but he says that he used to work out
real life. And then they think that this online like deviant behavior is normal. Like it's acceptable to harass people online, to say terrible things, to join online hate groups, to join an online trolling and flaming. It's like, no, that's not normal behavior. That's fucked up behavior from really broken weirdos. If you do it.
Now, mind you, what he's I want to say criminalizing here, but that's not an apt word to use. What he's demonizing here is people giving their honest negative opinions about stuff they see on the internet. Apparently, that's not normal behavior. You're not allowed to have negative thoughts about things that you see and that you're not pleased by. That's antisocial, degenerate, nonsense, troglodyte behavior or whatever. You know the rant. You know the one.
You're the weirdo, not the person you're making fun of, but you're the actual person who's the problem and the weirdo who's broken. It's just very odd behavior. No, normal people don't do that shit. The thing is, you would know that if you were normal, but you're not. You are the outlier. You are the deviant.
This is you.
Not the
You're
person who
deviant.
you're fucking with, but you yourself are the weirdo. All right, guys, people are going to.
Meanwhile, all of DSP's out-of-dents seem to actually be deviants, I think is the most appropriate word. They're into the most degenerate and depraved sexual content that you could possibly imagine. Honestly, sometimes things you couldn't even imagine. You didn't know that, you couldn't even fathom that they existed. That's what they're into. That would be, to me, a more apt person to be calling deviant. But of course, it's people who have opinions you don't like.
Me hell saying,
Those
I thought
are
you were going to play
deviants.
Gears. Why is the morning show going on so long? Fair enough. I guess what I'll do, let's end the show. I'll go grab my coffee, and then we will begin.
We don't even have the coffee.
With Gears of War E-Day. We'll see if it's any good. Again, guys, if you want more multiplayer in the rotations, if you like Gears and you want more Gears, please support the stream today. If it's well supported today and we hit milestones and we do pack rips later, I'll play this again on Sunday. If this stream is slow and does poorly, I'm not playing this again. All right? But I'm interested in it. I hope it does
Gears
well.
is getting
I hope you guys will
no
support Gears
chance.
today, because you want more multiplayer, you're going to get it. Okay? All right. Thanks for a great morning show. See you tomorrow for the Level 1 podcast.
All right. Okay. So this next one is I think this is him holding Dark Souls 2 DLC hostage and apparently some sort of talk about Gears of War. This is what I think is the final clip. I think we've been here quite a while, and this one is gonna take me a while. Again,
Here's the
can't shut
problem.
up. I understand.
Dark Souls
It's a me
2
problem.
support has fallen off a cliff. All right, just being honest here.
It lost its way. You guys were loving Dark Souls 2. It was so funny to see me be invaded, but now you're not giving me money.
Started off playing it a little over a month ago. People were very excited. They were coming by and supporting in droves, and it was working very well. And then all of a sudden, I'd argue like 2-3 weeks ago, it started slowing down. We started having streams where I was barely making $100. Then we started having streams under $100 of support. Now, I continued on because I said, listen, I like the game. I want to at least beat it. We've invested a lot of time in it. But we haven't really seen much improvement.
Already more passion and commitment than DSP honestly shows most video games at this point. I think this really goes to show you DSP's infatuation with Souls games in a weird way, if you ask me, but it's fine. That he's actually willing to put the money aside, at least in small part, so that he could finish the game. That's so out of character for DSP in the vast majority of cases.
Most streams of Dark Souls 2 just have not been doing as well, all right? Especially when I'm playing other games that are doing way better. It makes me ask the question, is it worth my time to continue playing Dark Souls 2 and its DLCs?
Is it worth my time?
Or do we just wrap it up, finish the main
like.
game, and say, okay, we're done, and move on and do other content for the rest of the summer, okay? We have many options. There's a lot of things going on right now that we could be partaking in that we're kind of holding off on because we've been doing other playthroughs, all right? So,
like what?
Here's the deal. Here is the...
like, I was firmly in the camp of who the fuck asked for Dark Souls 2, but like, what else are we gonna play? I hope we don't pick up another fucking Pokemon game. I feel like that's looming over the over my DSP experience like a huge threat now. I feel like infinite Pokemon content that could be made, and I don't want to suffer through anymore. I'm living in fear, is what I'm saying. Thank you, Old Man Jenkins, for the 10, saying it is wild. He still doesn't understand that the goal being hit is up to one person. Always has been, always will be. It's just how the guy operates. It is wild he doesn't get it, though. We've lost many a whale over the years. You'd think he'd understand. And thank you to that other Filipino guy for the 5, saying Gears wall bouncing will send the game to the Shadow Realm for sure. Well, yeah, I from what I hear, that's already happened. Someone said it got put down like a dog. Very interesting way to call it.
Matter of fact, situation right now.
Filipino guy for
Today,
the 5.
it's Dark Souls 2, right after this podcast on this very stream. Okay? If people show up, engage, and support with Dark Souls 2, and it's a well-supported stream, I will commit to doing a DLC next week. We'll actually start up one of the 3 DLCs. I'm not sure which one, but we'll start up one of the DLCs and go from there. What I might actually do is look up chronological order of which order they released and play them in that order. But that's only if we have a well-supported stream today.
Wait, what? What are we going to play?
I will commit to doing a DLC next week. We'll actually start up one of the 3 DLCs.
Okay,
I'm not sure
sorry.
which one, but we'll start up one of the DLCs and go from there. What I might actually do is look up chronological order of which order they released and play them in that order. But that's only
That's where he
if
lost
we
me. The
have well-supported
chronological
streams
release of the Dark Souls 2 DLCs. I couldn't even tell
today.
you.
So here's if you like Dark Souls 2 and you want it to continue and you've been asking the entire playthrough, will he do the DLCs? Today is the day to support this stream. All right, whether it's some super chats, becoming a member.
Also, yeah, committing to a DLC, doesn't that just reek of passion and love for video games and gaming as a whole? Doesn't that just make you feel like he really enjoys this and is doing it for the love of the game?
Gifting some membership.
I'll commit
whether it's
to
some
a
kicks,
DLC.
whether it's becoming a sub or gifting some subs on Kick, or whether it's a tip via PayPal, however it might be, you got to support the stream today if you want it, okay? So today, if this stream is not well supported, and it's yet another slower Dark Souls 2 stream, we're done. We're just going to finish up the main, game, and we'll
The same
move on
thing
to
happened
other
with
content
GTA
next
4
week.
and
That's
its
perfectly
DLCs.
fine.
I thought people paid for the GTA 4 DLCs even. This isn't even like that's actually more fucked up. They paid for it. They said they wanted it. They gave him the buy-in, and then the mods didn't work or whatever, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm not playing this." And that's actually worse than this Dark Souls 2 situation.
The way I see it, there's definitely a mix of people.
I'm
some
so
people
sad
really
I didn't
like
take
it.
the fucking
Some
music
people
out
don't
of this
like it and have
clip.
gotten bored of it, and some people are in between. Okay, but I got
guess
to
it's
do
not
what the
too
business wants. I got to do what the demand wants. People are asking me to do this, and I can't do them all. I got to do things that are worth my time. So let's see how today
like
goes.
the morning show, of course, or the Level 1 podcast, where we talk nonsense and drivel on and on for like an hour at a time on a regular basis about absolutely nothing. That's definitely more worth our time. And I'm saying that as a joke because it's clearly a huge waste of time and accomplishes nothing and isn't interesting in any capacity. But it is arguably some of his most popular content because his gaming is somehow just so much worse.
Want Dark Souls 2? You
Truly
can support
incredible.
right now during this
Remarkable,
podcast.
even.
You can support when I'm playing the game, but be sure to support on this stream. Okay? Cool.
Cool.
Okay,
Sounds good,
Davian
man.
says chronological would be Sunken King first, the Poison Dragon, arguably the worst DLC, laughing out loud. That's the one
agree.
where you go down into this underground dungeon, and it's tough because there's all these bridges and enemies that are sniping you.
It's been tough.
And then there's the crazy tough dragon at the end, right? He's flying around attacking you at the end, you fight him. Yeah, I remember that DLC. Totally, I remember it.
All right, thanks. I'm glad Grandpa remembers that. Out of all of the things that he, has forgotten over the years, I'm glad that after being specifically reminded of this DLC, he does remember that. That's cool. It's always nice to see a shiny rock on a shit-covered beach or something. Terrible analogy. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, let's see how it goes. 220, thank you for 100 kicks.
They all suck. It's DS2. Whack. Not true. There's parts of DS2 that are good. Scholar of the First Sin is terrible.
Okay.
But there's parts of DS2 that are good.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to pin a message about it.
I like about half of the Iron King DLC. I enjoy all of the Elium Lois DLC, and I would say I like about half of the Sunken King DLC.
This.
Yeah, Fume Knight's cool. I like the Fume Knight section. Sir Alan is a cool fight in the Iron King DLC. And of course, common knowledge, if you perfect him and don't get hit, he'll kill himself for the final hit because he's embarrassed. Very cool. Yeah, it truly is a mixed bag.
Here we go. I'm putting up 2 pinned messages so everyone knows what's going on in regards to that, okay?
I also prefer DS2 over DS3.
Cool.
It's fine. You can fight me over it.
Okay, so continuing on. Let's talk about the other game that right now we are determining if we're going to continue on with or not. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This week,
Oh, God,
we got
no!
so far in. We are almost 40 hours into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. We're actually around 36 parts, okay? It's a playthrough that's been going on for 2 months.
We're still playing Pokemon? I was so out of DSP information, I didn't even know we were fucking playing a Pokemon game.
The current Pokemon playthrough, it's actually the only Pokemon content I now have in the rotation because we stopped playing all the other Pokemon-related games, including Pokemon Champions, TCG Card Shop, and everything else. They all ended. This is the only Pokemon content that I'm putting out. But the same exact thing has happened with Pokemon as has happened with Dark Souls 2. Because I've been playing it for so long, basically, the support has dried up. The last stream we did of Pokemon, once again, ended up being very low
Low
support. And the weird part is,
you guys aren't fucking coming through. You're not answering the whale calls. I have cards to pull, idiots. I was gonna say Hogan's, but I guess we don't do that anymore.
people are saying to me, are you going to do the post game? There's post game in this game. There's all these legendaries to catch. There's optional areas to go. And I'm like, I'm okay
Yeah,
with
Gamer Freak. I prefer DS2 over DS3. What about it?
doing post game. Take a look at how
I have fonder
with
memories.
Fire Red, we had a very well supported
really-
end of the playthrough, and therefore I did all
can't
that
say I
post
don't
game
really care
content
for
that was
either, 'cause
available. I would be
there's
willing
parts
to
of
do
DS2 I
that
like.
once we beat the Elite Four, once we take out the champion, and we're done with that. I would do more content, but you got to support it. So just as similar as what's going on right now on this stream, okay?
Right now.
On Sunday night, the late stream will be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. And on that stream, okay, if it is well supported, if we...
Hang on. 1 second.
Here's the problem. Start the campaign a bit lengthy, so flock it. Development thing on a bars of
second.
connection. Your
We're
little
almost
matches
there.
they on that stream,
All right.
okay? If
I
it is
removed
well
the music.
supported,
We don't have to hear that bullshit anymore, you guys. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't handle it.
if we got good attendance, I will commit and say, let's do some post-game content. Let's check it out. If that ends
Obnoxious
up being
ass
yet another
guitars
slower
just
stream of
wailing.
Pokemon, then we're going to wrap up that playthrough and we're going to do other content instead. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
sounds
again,
good. Wrap
the
up
power's in
Pokemon,
your
be
hands.
done with
If you
it.
like these games and you want them to continue, show up to the appropriate streams and please support them. Let's see what happens on Sunday night with Pokemon and if we'll do post-game or not. Okay? Okay. Now, boy, let's talk about the game this
Boy.
week that flopped, shall we? Let's do that. Let's
okay.
address that elephant.
Now I understand why this clip is 30 minutes long. I get it now, actually. We're going to talk about all the games that
In
are
the room.
flopping.
So first off, this week, Pokemon again. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, the fighting game that just came out last Thursday, which was a mess. Remember, I played it on PC, and the single player was great and worked well, but I went to play it online, and I couldn't find matches. Then when I got matches, they lagged to hell. Everyone complaining that this game just runs horribly on PC. And
Yep,
we're all,
everyone was saying that. Everyone said it, except all of those shills who would never say that make up the entire fighting game community, which is going to be about the only people that are actively talking about this game. They would never say that, of course, because they're shills. But everyone was saying that this game is terrible.
all waiting for a solution. So ArcSys issued a 10 gigabyte patch stating they fixed all the problems. They were related to the game erroneously searching for audio inputs while you were playing it, causing massive memory drops and problems. They claimed to fix it. So I took their word for it, and I scheduled a major stream of Marvel Tokon for this week, where we were going to play.
I scheduled a major stream. Like he's a doctor or something. He's got patients that are coming in. He's on a tight schedule. They really can't run over because he's got so many patients to get to. He's a very busy man. He's got so much on his plate that has to absolutely be done. Many responsibilities, of course. And to schedule it out, like it had to go through a fucking a secretary or something.
Story mode of the X-Men, and then we were going to take the X-Men team online with online gameplay. We beat the X-Men story mode in about an hour, leaving me with about 90 minutes to play the game online. And the game runs horribly online. Basically, ArcSys is incompetent. They don't know what they're talking about. They claim they fixed it. They didn't. First off, you try to search for a match, you can't find anyone. The only way you can actually find a match is if you...
It's crazy that every company has, like, you could levy the same criticism that DSP is, like, right now. Basically all of them, and they always fit all the criteria. He just uses the same script for YouTube and Google and Twitch and Amazon and fuck DoorDash for all I know. Like every single company, DSP just makes the same complaints.
Reduce the amount of bars of connection you're looking for. So I searched
They don't know
for
what
4
they're
or above.
doing. They don't understand the system.
When I went to 3,
Silver
we were able to find people,
Spoon,
but of course,
Ivy League.
the matches were laggy. Okay? Horrible. Then when you get into a match, sometimes the game has massive problems. There was one point where my joystick actually was disabled while I was playing. It's a competitive fighting game, and you disable the controller of the player during a match. Does that sound like a well-developed game? How about the fact that as you're playing, the game minimizes itself off of your screen?
Right, we heard this part. We heard this
I'm
part.
playing. Where the hell did the game go? And then you got to go find it and re-put it on your screen. Like, what the hell just happened?
You have
okay?
to re-put it on
pathetic.
your screen.
It's like these are like basic game development things that you should figure out before you release a game for sale. They had a public beta. How did they not figure this shit out? It's ridiculous. Okay.
And did DSP look into it? Did he, Google if there was a way that he could fix it by fiddle fucking with his settings or going into the NVIDIA control panel, or like, did he look into it at all, or did he just throw his hands up in the air and say, I don't know what I'm doing, dude? Yeah, and exactly. Fist of the Snort Star. Exactly. Sounds like his PC is really buggy. Would he ever consider that? No, I don't think he would. I don't think DSP was ever fit for PC gaming, if I'm being honest. If it's not immediately functional on his system inherently, there's no way he's ever going to figure out how to fix it without extreme hand-holding to an unbelievable extent. And he should have just stayed on console where it was easier. If I'm being
in addition, the game still lags, the game still stutters, the game still freezes and unfreezes when you play it online. Everything they claim they fixed,
the game does have more issues on PC. Okay,
actually didn't fix.
That's fine, and I would not deny that, but I doubt that he even looked into if there was a fix for it, is my biggest complaint.
They lied about it completely to try to get people back to playing it on PC. And then on top of all of that, what you come to the realization of is that because this game is so easy, meaning any character can hit you from mid-screen with a poke that goes all the way across the screen, and if they hit you, they can literally execute a 50+% damage combo. Every character in the game can do it. It doesn't take tough execution. This is a game for...
But DSP's incapable of doing it. We always leave that part out of this story. Now that I'm hearing it for a second time, again, always leave this part out. That he's not capable of doing exactly what he claims even the dumbest of idiots could do.
Babies, okay? It literally is a game for people who don't play fighting games. It's so easy to play.
Misery Merchant saying he bets it's the anti-cheat.
You need to...
Well, I had games that would crash and flag anti-cheat for like... for softwares that I had installed for a variety of things that I was doing. And like genuinely, if you have weird stuff installed because you do stuff on your PCs, there's a probability that could happen. And you have to look into those things and genuinely troubleshoot if you do things on your PC. If DSP's not willing to do that, again, he should have just stayed on console where it's plug and play and it works, where it should work every time.
Always have an impeccably good internet connection. Because someone could just keep throwing out this normal, and you just can't block it. You won't be able to see, okay, I got hit. Oh, I'm done. I actually lost the round because one hit occurred that I couldn't defend against because this game lags online. So not only does the game have all these bugs and issues, it also is just unplayable online anyway. What I foresee is that this game could actually do well as an offline game. If you're just sitting around playing offline with your friends, if you're in a tournament, it could probably have very high-level gameplay, and it would be a very good game. As a multiplayer game, this game is complete ass. Like, you can't play this shit online at all the way that they designed it.
You can't play it at all.
Now, it's not as bad as Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the Marvel...
Mind you, all of the people that are probably streaming the game actively and doing well at it and having, like, a good time and experiencing fun and enjoyment while they play it, according to DSP, it's literally impossible. You can't even play it at, like, basically at all.
Marvel collection, where literally the characters teleport into you and do combos you don't see. It's not that bad, but if you literally can't just block something on reaction from mid-screen, the game's unplayable. And it is, at least on PC, because people have said the PS5 version apparently is much, much better, right? So I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm not buying the game again on PS5. I refuse. I've already been robbed of money on PC that I can't get refunded because I played it longer than 2 hours on Steam. So I'm not going to buy it again. The FGC...
See, once again, DSB being unfamiliar with PC gaming. If he has more than 2 hours, you could probably still get a refund. Still... wasn't it just the other day that Steam had refunded somebody who had like 500 hours in Battlefield 6 because they had removed his favorite game mode or whatever? DSP's absolutely still eligible for a refund. The idea that he got robbed and there's nothing he could do and he's going to hold it against the company or whatever is a little much.
Apparently are a bunch of fools who've all decided the game,
especially if you tell them that it actually doesn't run and it's not playable. They will. I've had games that I played 5 to 7 hours of and was like, yeah, it just doesn't fucking work, dude. I was troubleshooting. I don't know. They give you the refund.
It's good, and they're gonna buy it again on PS5 and play it all on PS5 or cross-play off. Good for them. I'm not a gullible idiot like them. I'm not wasting more money on this game. Arxis can sit and spin. Their game sucks. I'm not playing.
I agree.
In fact, it got so bad. I'm not even kidding you. People started paying me on the stream to stop playing it. They were like, you've got to stop with this game. It's not good. You can see how horrible it is. Stop playing. And they started tipping me saying, please stop playing.
All right, best case
I'll give
scenario.
You what you want. We'll do other stuff then. So I'm not going to go back to it. I'm done. It's just a shame because it really seems to me like
Not sure if he can refund it if he got a CD key from a third-party seller. Well, my question then would be, why the fuck would he do that? If you're unsure whether or not you're going to enjoy a game, why would you get it from a third-party seller when the refund system exists the way that it does on Steam? That just seems that's short-sighted and idiotic. That's again a user error, a skill issue.
Modern game design is so flawed. These game developers just don't have the talent of the people who came before them.
I can't feel bad for somebody that's that short-sighted.
Products and selling them as if they're finished. They're not. This game is, you can tell it's so full of bugs and problems, and no one tested or fixed them. Like, what the hell is their problem?
Yeah, nobody tested
so I'm done with Marvel
and
Tokon.
tried to fix
If you want to
it.
watch people play it
agree.
and grind through an insanely laggy online piece of shit, one hit into instant kill game, go watch people in the FGC waste their lives. I'll be doing other stuff on my streams, okay?
Okay.
So
So any of the people that wanted to see me play this game, leave my content. Don't ever come back. Go watch somebody else. Nice seeing you. Fuck off. That's, I guess, the major takeaway for this the new Marvel Tokon segment.
Forget
which
Marvel
is very
Tokon.
similar to the old
now
one.
we also yesterday partook in the Gears of War E-Day open beta, which is hilarious because did you know that there was a closed beta last week that I could have played in? I knew there was a closed beta, and I knew that it was for people who had pre-ordered the game, which I'm not going to do because I have Game Pass. Oh, well, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you also had access to that beta.
Okay.
I did.
Why? How did you not know that? This is his literal fucking job, by the way, to be informed about video games when they're coming out, the access that he has to them to ensure that he can properly entertain his audience. This is his fucking job description, to know these things. He's an expert in the industry. He's been around for 18 years as a content creator, right? But he can't even be informed on his own fucking emails that he checks religiously every single day, looking for people groveling and begging to be unbanned for sums of cash. Sometimes we can't do that. It's just, I've never seen someone do a jobs for so long and be so bad at it.
Wish I knew that because I probably would have played it, but Microsoft didn't really share that information. And again, this is one of their monstrous, huge franchises like Halo, which they need people to be playing to bring people to Xbox and Microsoft products. And they didn't even push the fact that their beta was available if you have Game Pass. Genius marketing, isn't it? Anyway, so yesterday,
there was, if you owned an Xbox, I bet there was tons of shit on the dashboard that was like, fucking Gears closed beta for Game Pass Ultimate members or whatever. Like, I'm sure that there was a huge fucking, but right. They didn't personally roll out the red carpet for DSP to walk down, so they didn't do any marketing, and they actually failed massively, and nobody could have known.
we tried out the Gears beta. It's freaking horrible. Really, I can't believe it. All right. First,
I saw Gears gameplay and I knew that there was a closed beta for people to play in, okay? I don't give a fuck about the new Gears coming out. I'm not a Game Pass member, but I saw the gameplay. I knew it was happening. How? I worked 62 hours and I fucking knew that.
First off, the gameplay.
Crazy
completely
work.
unbalanced.
How you could be this
The
uninformed.
only weapon worth using in the beta is the Nasher shotgun, which can kill you instantly if you're anywhere within sight of someone. I mean it, it's so overpowered that if you even get remotely close to someone, it just melts them with one shot.
No
You can be
way.
running-
The shotgun in a Gears game is often a one-shot and absolutely destroys you. No way. That's crazy.
Get someone to a frontal dodge and shoot them with a shotgun, instant kill. Every other gun is worthless. It takes a ridiculous amount of bullets to kill someone with another gun. If you try to use the melee attack, someone will just shoot you with the shotgun anyway. In fact,
Right.
I was literally chainsawing
This guy's never played Gears Online, I guess. He has no idea what Gears actually looks like.
someone. It showed the animation. It showed blood squirting out of them, and then it showed a shotgun blast appear. It says, oh, they killed you with the shotgun. But I was already chopping them in half. I was dissecting them. No, the shotgun killed you.
Right.
So the gameplay
You
sucks.
didn't finish the animation, you fucking idiot. They saved their teammate by one-shotting you with arguably the strongest gun in all the Gears games. It's like the default gun that you pretty much want is the shotgun. At least from my knowledge of Gears of War PvP.
Okay? The beta only has 2 maps, so you're bored of the multiplayer within about an hour because you only have 2 maps to play and only 1 mode. Okay? The Horde mode seems pretty good. The Horde mode looks like it's going to have multiple versions, like a short version, a lengthy version, and then a version that's a new one called Siege. In Horde Siege, you drop in with a team of teammates. You have to take over an objective. Then
And you guys are informing me that he didn't even like really start the animation. It hadn't even touched the enemy before he was killed, and that's what he's crying about. Yeah, I'm actually, again, not surprised whatsoever that he's incapable of Gears PvP. I didn't even have an inkling that he was going to be half decent.
Have to defend an objective for 3 rounds into a big boss fight, then you have to extract. Okay, kind of reminds me of a few other games that we've played in the last several years. So that's actually a neat take on it because it has the traditional horde mode and it has a new horde mode, right? So that's nice. And I played it and I liked the horde mode. I thought that was sound and that could be a lot of fun content for people who play with a team or friends. But the competitive seemed terrible. Okay, now in addition to the fact that the competitive played terrible, it actually was tough to get a match. You try to get a match, you're sitting around waiting and waiting. It's taking a while to get into a match. Then when you get into the match,
it's almost like it's a beta or something. We had the same exact criticisms about Marvel Token. Every beta that we play has issues with the networking and finding a match and getting into a lobby. Yes, the beta. That's the point. The last time I experienced a beta that I thought actually went well and I didn't have that many critiques of was Battlefield 4. And even then, I'm pretty sure that was also dog shit ass. I just can't recall because I was having too much fun at the time. But I'm pretty sure even that was terrible. The netcode on release was bad.
Hit or miss if it works. Sometimes it would load and just keep loading and loading and loading and crash. Great. Sometimes you'd start your match and a person would immediately drop. Oh, now it's 3 versus 4. Well, why would I play? I'm going to lose. We're down a player. There's no way we could win. But
you could absolutely come back without a player. Sometimes being down a player is even better, to be honest.
It's ranked, so you're supposed to stick around and waste your time. Right? And this, for me, out of everything in the beta, this is the absolute worst thing. My first match, let's get into the ranked queue because you have to do 3 placement matches to get graded for rank. My first match, let's try it. Oh, I'm a level 1. I'm on a team with all other level 1s. We're all newbies. We just started. This is our first match. We're going to try it out. We're interested. On the other team, it's 4 level 50s. Does that sound fair? Gee, I'm really going to learn when the team we're facing played the closed beta all last week and knows the entire game. Of course not. They ran around. They grabbed the powerful weapons. They blew us up. They were insta-killing us with shotguns. We didn't get a shot off.
They knew how to play the game, and I didn't. How dare they? This is completely unfair in every way. It's just... You can't play competitive games online and then be angry when other people who are also playing a competitive game use their game knowledge. There's nothing you can do about that. There's no way that the publishers can limit the thoughts of somebody else's brain on the other side of the match. This is an absolutely insane expectation for anybody to have. It is so delusional, and I believe one of a narcissistic thing to ask for. I'm truly in disbelief that we can make a criticism like this about the game. That other people, it's like I have the same complaint about Rainbow Six, but you know what? That's not Rainbow Six's fucking fault. I'm not angry at Rainbow Six for it. I'm unk. I'm not hip enough. I don't have time to do that, to know the fucking map knowledge and do that's just the way competitive games are, man. Give it up. You're old.
What was the point of the match? So the matchmaking is fucking terrible. You know, the game, I mean, there's so much wrong with the beta. This is how Microsoft wants to push themselves as a major gaming company into the, oh, take us seriously now. We have new leadership. Here's the beta. Dog shit.
Dog shit.
You can't make it up. They don't know what they're doing. It's absolutely embarrassingly pathetic. I don't know why the Coalition is still allowed to develop Gears games. They suck. They've now made, what, 3? They're all terrible. Okay? Every Coalition Gears game is bad.
I'm not surprised to hear that, by the way. The last Gears game I played was 3, and I think it was a good jumping off point.
They need to stop. I think they should give this to another studio, quite frankly. This one to get 3rd one in a row. They abandoned the modern Gears plotline because it's so bad no one cares about it anymore. They went back in time to the launch.
I just saw some shimmy shaking on some cover, and I was like, oh, yes, Gears gameplay, of course. And then I kind of moved on.
E-Day, you know, when the Locust emerged from the planet, they're like, oh, maybe nostalgia will get people to play. It still sucks. It's still crap. So why do you still let them develop this game?
What's with the rice farmer hat? It's Kenshi themed,
I just don't get
dude.
It. All right, so, yeah, I'm not going to play that right now. I was going to play it again Sunday. To hell with that. Now, the game does formally release in October on Game Pass. Will I try it? Sure, I will. We'll try an online session. We'll see if it's improved. We'll play through the campaign a bit, see if people like it. It's on Game Pass. Why wouldn't I? but I'm certainly not excited for it. I was at one point. I thought, oh, Gears. Now I played. I'm like, oh, Gears. Shit, it's terrible.
And again, DSP being the fucking biggest mark on the internet, excited for these big IPs from AAA studios with big money backing and expecting them to be well put together games that he's going to enjoy and aren't made for the masses. How could you even have that expectation? How do you live every day playing the games that you play and still be excited for things like this? I don't understand. He's got like an impervious will or something in the worst ways.
So it sucks, you know, it really does. This is essentially the future of game development. The modern game developers who are making these games don't polish them, don't finish them, yet they put them out for play and consumption. Then you're the beta tester. You're the one who has to play them and suffer through this unfinished garbage and complain and say, this isn't balanced, this doesn't work, this is a problem. And then maybe somewhere down the line, 3-4 months later, they'll fix it and you'll get a playable game. Whatever happened to games being good at launch, being good at the beginning, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
What happened to games being good? A real question. We're finally getting down to brass tacks around here.
I'm lost. I'm 18 years I've been a YouTuber. I don't think gaming has had a worse situation than it has right now with these studios that are supposed to know what they're doing, putting out garbage, putting out.
Also, yes, thank you for reminding us. This actually isn't even the launch. This is a second beta. We're making these complaints about games being good at launch, and it hasn't even launched yet. So this entire critique and complaint is nonsense.
Just unpolished shit. And I'm tired of the shit. I want good games. I don't want trash. You know what I mean? I'm tired of this. It's actually frustrating the shit out of me. If you can't tell, it's frustrating the shit out of me. Okay? I want to play good games.
You're seething and coping live. Actually, it's hard not to tell that this is bothering you so much.
AAA studios make good games.
You just flipped the good game
So I'm done with Gears
switch.
for now.
True.
We'll check it out again in October. Okay? Now, all of that being said, we're done with Gears for now. We're completely done with Marvel ToeCon. I'm not wasting time on that. We have 2 playthroughs that are, let's see what happens. Today, if people support Dark Souls 2 and we have a well-supported stream, I will begin a DLC next week. And if on Sunday night people show up and support Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, I will do post-game content in Brilliant Diamond.
Stop putting in the suck.
If neither of those things happen, then we're just going to finish the base games and we're done and we're moving on. Okay? Spoderman did a $2 super chat. He says, stick to single-player games. Well, the thing...
Yes. Unc, please. Grandpa DSP, I need you to only play offline for the rest of your gaming career, as cringe as it is to call it such a thing.
Thing is, it's not even the fact that these games are multiplayer that they're bad. It's that when you have a multiplayer game, there's more to it. It's not just someone's going to sit there and have an offline experience. You have all these factors involved.
Yeah, like other people being good at the game and not letting me win, and their map knowledge, and the fact that they play more than me, of course.
Netcode, the matchmaking, and none of these companies know how to do it. I mean, we had Marvel ToeCon and Gears E-Day both suck ass because they're online multiplayer games. The matchmaking sucks, the quality of the connection sucks, and
there isn't an online game that this guy doesn't say the network is bad in, by the way. There's not a single game that has good connections and is actually a reliable multiplayer experience. But he'll hype up every single one and absolutely fucking mark out for them and spend all of his money and hype it up and all like he usually does. But no game, according to DSP, has basically ever managed to accomplish a solid multiplayer experience.
the gameplay sucks. They don't know what they're doing. That's what's sad is like, why can't they make good multiplayer games anymore? I remember a time when this time of year...
Oh, you want DSP's solution to data tracking across distances? Make it good and make it so it's zero latency. Kind of like flipping the good game switch to make good games and not including suck in the formula. That's genuinely how DSP thinks things work.
Late summer into fall, there would be 10 big multiplayer games that would all come out. You'd have a Call of Duty, you'd have a Battlefield, maybe Halo. You'd have a cover-based shooter, maybe like a Gears game. Then you'd have like multiplayer for an Uncharted game. Assassin's Creed had multiplayer back then, right? Then you'd have like a big sports game. There'd be like a million games to play multiplayer, and you'd have big variety. It would be super fun. I had entire weeks based on playing.
Objectively, less variety, by the way. There's more. I feel like there's more games than ever being produced all of the time, especially multiplayer games. Co-op slop is now a genre. Okay, more games than ever to play on online multiplayer, more variety than ever.
Multiplayer with my viewers because there were so many good games. They all suck now. What do you want me to do? I'm not making the games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making them, so I can't fix this issue. They have to make good multiplayer games. But you're right. Since the multiplayer games are sucking, it sounds like I have to focus on single player stuff. It just sucks because people have been saying, hey, when are you going to do multiplayer again outside of Friday Night Fights, where you play classic fighters, which is well and good, and people still want that. You know, when are you going to do variety? I wish the variety was worth playing. The games are horrible.
He can't go back and play old multiplayer games that he enjoys. There isn't a single old Call of Duty, a Battlefield. He couldn't go fucking play. I mean, he would never go play like Rainbow Six, or he could go further back and he could play like Rising Storm Vietnam 2, or like Hell Let Loose Vietnam just came out. I heard that game has crossplay and gives controllers aim assist. That's kind of fucked in a competitive shooter, if you ask me. Like Hell Let Loose, but whatever. We're gonna move on. He could go try and play Squad, or you know, these are just shooters, really. He could go play a fuck ton of sim slop games with randoms online if you would like. Like Farming Simulator has a multiplayer if he was interested. Literally any game he could go play if he wanted.
You know, like they just need they need to they need to learn how to make games and stop taking paychecks when they don't know what they're doing. This new generation of game devs are terrible. Sorry, I'm frustrated if you can't tell. I got a $2 tip. I enjoy watching you get... This guy is basically talking shit.
That sounded awful. What was that noise? I don't know if it was because I removed the music that it sounded like that, but...
Sorry, I'm frustrated if you can't tell. I got a $2 tip. I enjoy watching you get... This guy is basically talking shit. He's like, you know, basically he enjoyed watching me suck in Gears. I know I suck in Gears. I never said I was good. I know, you know, I haven't played Gears in a zillion years, and when I play it, I usually don't play it that much. So it's hard to get a handle on the gameplay mechanics or whatever. In this particular case, if you didn't notice, all anyone ever did was run around with a shotgun. Like, that's the whole game. It's
yeah, that's
shotgun.
the meta.
That's so boring to me. Everyone just runs around using the same weapon. You can't even have variety of gameplay because that's the whole game.
You could say the same thing about Call of Duty for the most part, if we're being upfront and honest about it. People run the meta. They optimize the fun out of the game, and then the people that don't want to play stop playing, and then it's just a bunch of sweats running the meta so that they can win because they play the game fairly competitively. Welcome to multiplayer, bud. It's like that. If you can't hang in the kitchen, if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out.
Stupid shit. No one is interested in pack openings. Wrong. That's completely false. And then he says, who would you go for first? Keem, Boogie, and RTU or in a Hell in a Cell match? Huh?
What? Hypothetical?
Who
I have
would I
to think.
go for first if Keem, Boogie, and RTU were in a Hell in a Cell match? Wait, what? Let me try this again. Who would you go for first if you, Keem, Boogie, and RTU were in a Hell in a Cell match? I misread it 4 times because he typed very oddly. Okay?
Wasn't that difficult to read. This guy I say this every time he critiques someone's grammar or spelling or the way that they formulate a sentence. This guy's fluent in Jadenese. But if you miss a comma or misspell a word 1 letter, he acts as though you're the biggest fucking idiot on the planet.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. None of them are a threat. Literally none of those men are a threat. None of them. 2 of them are grossly overweight, and we never...
Right. And if they got a hold of you and fell on you, there was literally nothing that you can do about it. There's no way that this guy is picking up a 300 or 400 pound Wings or Boogie. I don't know how much those 2 buffoons weigh at this point. It's definitely in a range like that. There's nothing he's doing.
Never be able to do anything, and Keemstar's a little guy. He can't hurt me either. So the question is, who would take
Keemstar's a little guy. DSP thinks because he's 5'11" that anybody 6 foot or under can't beat him.
Most effort to take down first.
Keemstar's only 3 inches shorter than Phil.
And then you work, I guess, on the smaller guys.
He bought into the internet meme that Keemstar is literally a gnome. I genuinely must assume that Keemstar is a genuine little person, midget, dwarf, or however you want to call him.
Probably Boogie's take his leg out immediately. And he can't even get up. He's done. Plus, let's be honest, Boogie's not a fighter anyway. Like, you know, look at his fight with Wings. It wasn't even a fight. So probably just run right up to Boogie and sweep the leg, and he's done. He can't even fight.
Oh my God. I love DSP giving how he envisions a fight would break down. Yeah, like he's Jet Li. He's like a super a superhero action star, the way he sweeps the leg and strikes the ears to discombobulate like he's fucking Sherlock Holmes or whatever. That actually what he thinks he's gonna do. Meanwhile, he's gonna fumble around and trip over his own feet because he doesn't know what to do with the adrenaline, and he's gonna fall flat like an idiot. Classic guy who's never done anything in his entire life segment right here.
Keemstar, and they're probably getting into like a slap fight or something while you're taking out Boogie, right? So, see, I've heard this, that RTU lost a lot of weight. Is that true? I haven't seen RTU. Now, here's the thing. RTU lost all that weight, but you know he has no muscle. He has zero muscle mass. So it's funny because you guys say shit about me, but you know that if he actually went on Ozempic and lost...
master of the fisticuffs. Yeah, if he's played by fucking Robert Downey Jr. in that one movie that I've never actually seen, but I know the segment where he's beating the shit out of that guy.
The way he's the weird, deformed, sickly looking guy, not me. I'm actually working out and building up muscle here. You see, he's not.
Oh yeah, we gotta, of course, shove your fucking arm 5 feet closer to the camera to make it look bigger than it actually is. DSP, it only looks good from the one angle. I wonder why that is.
He's got nothing. So the question is, like, what's the quickest one? I don't know. See, actually, I don't know Keemstar's build whatsoever. I know he's short, but I don't know his build. I don't know if he works out or anything.
I know he's short, and then he holds his hand, at like 4'11". He really does think that Keem's a gnome.
Know nothing about Keemstar. So actually, in this situation, Keemstar's the X factor. I don't know. You see? I don't know. How tall am I? I'm 5'11".
Also, I know Keem like smokes and drinks, but like he's the same age as DSP and genuinely looks like he's in way better shape, like just health wise. He doesn't look like a frail skeletal ghoul figure. I think stamina alone, Keemstar could beat up DSP. I don't know his build either. I don't know that he works out, but he looks alive, and I can't even say that about DSP.
So I think I'm about the same height as them, right? I think they're all like, I'm pretty sure that, is Boogie 6 feet tall? Or is he short?
Keem actually looks 40.
I don't know.
DSP looks like a senior citizen, like 65.
Anyway, it's a moot point. You know that Boogie and RTU have absolutely no stamina whatsoever.
Keem is
so they
fast
can't ever
as
fight.
fuck, boy.
Like,
I didn't even take that into consideration.
So it's just between me and Keem, and the question is, I don't know what Keem's build is or anything, so I can't really answer that. But it would either be me or Keem winning this thing. It definitely wouldn't be Boogie or RTU, that's for sure. Anyway, thanks, Boderman, for $5. What a stupid...
Keem, you are someone who has a 50-50 chance in a Royal Rumble with me.
Hypothetical. All right. DSP tries it, okay? No, I didn't admit to using Ozempic, you fucking idiot. Now I'll get banned. Dumb fuck. I never said I use Ozempic. I don't. Stupid idiot. Okay. Comedy Master says, Boogie says he only has $7,000 in the bank. I don't understand how people donate a lot on Lolcow. How does he have so little money? Because he blows it all. Do you think that guy of that size magically becomes that size and stays that way? Or do you think he blows all his money on bad food? It's pretty easy to figure out.
Everybody with less than $7,000 apparently felted right now. I'm sorry to all of you who fall into that category. I pray that one day you're up. Sorry to the pores, I guess. DSP on his Tom Segura arc. We're going to shame the pores? Like Boogie.
My hair is all screwed up today, too. What is going on? Look, my hair is sticking up in the middle of my head. I got a welt on my forehead. What is happening to me today? I'm falling apart. I'm going to have to go comb my hair.
Also, yeah, look. You're not wrong. I've just seen it. Glitter fart. You're not wrong. He got 2K and admitted to blowing literally every penny on more cards that same night. And then he's going to come over here and talk about how Boogie just spends all of his money and doesn't save any of it or whatever. Classic hypocrisy from the guy.
Green Goblin, thanks for $2. What you said is absolutely ridiculously stupid, but I appreciate the support anyway.
What did he say? I missed it. Please.
Looks terrible.
He's got 8 million fucking polls going on.
Green Goblin, thanks for $2. What you said is absolutely ridiculously stupid. But
I think this is it where he says 1.3 thousand viewers because he's being viewbotted. That EDP Clum doc gave us exposure. I think he's trying to insinuate that DSP is some sort of pedophile or something.
Appreciate the support anyway.
Sorry, I'm trying to interpret.
So guys, currently we're at $35 of support. As I stated at the very beginning of this podcast, today I am playing Dark Souls 2, and we're going to try to wrap up the game. We may not, but we're going to try. If today is a well-supported stream, I will commit to starting up a DLC for the game next week.
I will
If
commit
this is a
to starting a
low-support stream,
DLC.
we are done, and I'm not going to play the game again. We're done with it. We will not play the DLCs. So if you want them, you got to support the stream today. Doesn't matter how. It could be a super chat. It could be a tip. It could be subs. It could be kicks.
Oh, did
it could be
DSP actually
whatever.
have a cameo in the EDP documentary? Oh man, that's tough.
memberships? But you got to support today.
I seen that they're making, speaking of EDP and therefore Chris Hansen, I seen that they're making either a show or maybe a movie. I'm not sure. I sound like the guy now. It's got Robert Pattinson as Chris Hansen. It's going to be called Primetime. It's about To Catch a Predator. I think they should have hired the guy as one of the Predator actors. I think that would have been right up his alley. He really does have the I fuck kids energy, you
You
know?
want to see DLCs. Okay? So please do. If you like Dark Souls, now is your time to step up and say, we want it. Let's go. Okay. What time is it? Because I'm trying to see. Okay. We still have about a little bit more time to hang out on the show. So in summary, both Dark Souls 2 and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond may not continue. It depends on the level of support we get. So if you want Dark Souls 2 today, support this stream. If you want
Please
Pokemon, support
the
Sunday night
stream.
stream. That will determine if we do
Both these games are on the chopping block, so you better come back for the day stream and the night stream and give at least $50 if you want to see them continue.
DLC content or post-game content in those games. How's the battle scar healing? Is it itchy and painful? It's
the
a
battle scar.
little itchy. It's a little painful, but I will say this. It's healing nicely, and I think it's because of the way that I've changed my lifestyle.
Oh
I
my
have such a high-protein
fucking
diet
god. I have a high protein diet, so my scratches are healing efficiently. Shut the fuck up, dude. I can't believe he lives his life with these kinds of thoughts where we're attributing our new healthy lifestyle to how quick we're healing.
It's exactly what you need when you get injured for stuff.
He's got fucking nanoparticles or whatever rapidly healing. He's like Wolverine, whatever Wolverine's fucking power is. That's what DSP thinks he's got. Yeah, he's got mutant healing factor. Exactly. Due to his high protein diet. What a fucking idiot.
heal quickly. So I'm actually shocked at how much it looks like it's healed within a day and a half that it
He's going to be
happened.
like Adam
Well, if you don't know what
Jensen
we're
in
talking
10
about,
years. I
my
never
cat
asked
Jasper
for
scratched
this.
me really badly about 2 nights ago.
These nano
I was
machines.
carrying him into the bedroom like I always do, and he got freaked out. There was a fan that was in like a different position, and he kicked it by accident, and then he just went full force.
How did it get into a different position? I'm still hung up on that part in the story where somehow the power being off made it so an inanimate object was in a different position. I don't get it. I don't understand.
With his back feet, which have claws. He's front declawed, but his back claws are still very sharp. And he just went right into my chest and tore down like this. So I have 7 big scratches across my chest that all were bleeding all over the place.
We're bleeding all over
really
the place.
gruesome, actually. But
It was really gruesome. It was like a snuff film. You guys wouldn't fucking believe it. Oh my god! But it didn't require stitches. He didn't have to go to a doctor. He didn't have to go take like some prescription grade antibiotics for. That's a weird way to say that. For the infection, none of that happened. But it was super gruesome, you guys.
infected it immediately. And yesterday I was kind of wincing in pain here on stream. Today it actually feels much better. Like it's still not great, but I actually
Great point. A guy with long hair, and he still didn't show them. Has not shown these scars not one time. Not even a picture that he is, specifically cropped so that he could show it on stream and show you how bad it is. No, none of that.
worked out last night. I was
That would
actually
be
able to
too
do my full
interesting.
workout of press, the pull downs. I always forget what this one's called. The pull down, like lateral pull down, something like that. Crunches, and actually, no, I think this is the lateral pull down. So you take the bar and you're standing up and you pull it down like this, and that works out your triceps. So I did all 4 of those last night, and I didn't bleed. So I was like, it healed so much within 24 hours.
It
It wasn't.
bleed.
I was like, I'm not
Why
reopening-
is working out making him bleed? I've never experienced that in my entire life. Never.
any wounds or anything. You know what I mean? And even the crunches, I was able to do all the crunches, no problem. I'm like, all right, well, that was excellent. It healed really quick.
We done here, DSP? Can we wrap this up?
Dude, I think they'll be permanent scars. They very well could be. Like I
Oh
said,
my
these are
God.
similar to years ago. He scratched me right here across my arm. This is when I had my old chair, and that one had big arms, and I had just
Out of all the things that DSP could possibly fucking remember, the idea that he remembers a specific cat scratch is insane. he couldn't tell you what he did last week. He couldn't remember a game he played yesterday or the controls for games he's played 5 times over the course of like 5 fucking years. But he remembers one specific cat scratch from ages ago and how bad and awful and terrible it was.
My arm like this, and he was jumping up, and he slipped, and his foot it caught right here on my arm. And
Also, yeah, permanent
tore me right
scars, a
open
little
live on
redundant.
stream,
I know,
and
I
that
know.
bled pretty much just as bad as these did. And it was just one, and I've got a big scar across my arm there from it. So I can expect that probably I'm going to have 7 big-ass scars across my body.
Oh, yeah,
now for the
7 big-ass scars because he's a big, tough, strong guy.
rest of my life.
I bet you guys
I'll
are...
have a
Never
cat
mind, never
scratch.
mind.
It
I'll let it
sucks.
go.
I'll just have to tell everyone I fought a tiger. I was in, I was in the jungles of Borneo, and a wild tiger emerged from the foliage, and I fought it off tooth and nail, hand to hand
Wow. They're going to think he's retarded and a liar.
in combat.
Incredible.
I won the fight.
All right. Okay. I think we're done here, team. I think I want to eat and go play Kenshi. I want to thank you all for showing up. I appreciate all of your all of your funny quips, comments, and all of that. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, I'm sorry I couldn't stream last week. I really wanted to, and it's a shame that I didn't make time or I guess find the energy to go watch that stuff from last week. My bad. Please forgive me. But since I'm leaving now, I hope that you all have a great rest of your weekend and a safe work week. Big ups and stay blessed. Goodbye.